Being a wife, but let me tell you something. Being a wife is making sure you have the soap powder. The wife is making sure you might throw those clothes in the washing machine. Being a wife is not coming to pick up your drawers after you. That is
Amen. Who said you had to pick up the drawers? That's what said y'all want to go do it. This is my point here with that. Yeah. We always act like that's such a big thing. Like, I know, especially for the women. Wait a minute. Especially for the women that got kids. Y'all should be cleaning the house anyway. Y'all should be cooking anyway. So you cook.
Great catch. I'm a great wife. I'm a great this. And it's like that hasn't been validated.
All these single girls are yours too. I don't know.
The one thing that I'm seeing is that when you're dealing with a grown-ass man,
yeah, it is.
He has a vision and a purpose for his life.
Thanks.
What he wants in the future. And what I see is that a lot of these modern women don't want to fall into and play their part in that purpose and in that vision because they have their own purpose and their own vision. Mm-hmm. Not sure responsibility to motivate a man.
Right.
A man should have his own motivation, his own direction. Your job is to inspire. It's a complete difference. I think a lot of ladies get a man.
Wife, but let me tell you something. Being a wife is making sure you have the soap powder. The wife is making sure you might throw those clothes in the washing machine. Being a wife is not coming to pick up your drawers after you. That is
Amen. Who said you had to pick up the drawers? That's what said y'all want to go do it. This is my point here with that. Yeah. We always act like that's such a big thing. Like, I know, especially for the women. Wait a minute. Especially for the women that got kids. Y'all should be cleaning the house anyway. Y'all should be cooking anyway. So you cook.
Great catch. I'm a great wife. I'm a great this. And it's like that hasn't been validated.
All these single girls are yours too. I don't know.
The one thing that I'm seeing is that when you're dealing with a grown-ass man,
yeah, it is.
He has a vision and a purpose for his life.
Thanks.
What he wants in the future. And what I see is that a lot of these modern women don't want to fall into and play their part in that purpose and in that vision because they have their own purpose and their own vision. Not sure responsibility to motivate a man.
Right.
A man should have his own motivation, his own direction. Your job is to inspire. It's a complete difference. I think a lot of ladies get a man.
What's good? What's good? Welcome back to Kandid Konvos. I'm your host, Quay Price. We got Chloe on deck. Say what's up to the people, Chloe.
Hey, everybody. Happy Wednesday.
Happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday. Man, shout out to everybody who's joining us tonight. Do me a favor, hit that like button for us. Hit that like button. Likes are free. Also, smash that subscribe button as well. But definitely smash that like button for us. Smash that like button. All right, so yeah, we back with another great conversation tonight. About to get it started. It's like JR in the building. What's going on with you, brother?
What's up, everybody? Everybody good, yeah?
Yeah, we doing good. How you doing, man?
Yeah, I'm not too bad, not too bad. I'm just away at the moment. But obviously, I still got a tune in I missed last week, man. So I'm still away, but I have to make sure I made it this time.
Okay, no, I appreciate it, man. It's all good, man. We just getting going, man.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
All right, cool. Sit tight for a minute, man.
No worries.
All right, no doubt, no doubt. All right, let me do this real quick while I'm thinking about it right here. So here's the link to join us on the panel. You can drop this in your Google Chrome, your Microsoft Edge. Coming through Apple device, you got to use the Safari browser. But yeah, drop this in your browser. Join us on the panel. You do have the ability to cut your camera off if you choose, but we always encourage you to keep it on. In addition to the video feed here, we also have this on all of the chat feeds as well. So you can catch it at the Kandid Konvos page on YouTube or Facebook, or you can shoot us a message. We'll get it to you that way as well. We'll leave this up here for a little bit as we get into the conversation. All right, let's see what we got going on. Who's checking in early? See Donovan in the building. He said, hello, everyone. Happy hump day. What's going on, brother? Appreciate you joining us tonight. Happy hump day. Happy Wednesday. All of that. Oh,
come on.
All right. So let me, I'm going to drop this link for a minute. I said, anybody out there watching this right now, let's do me a favor. Make sure you hit that like button. And if you need the link, let me know. We will get that link to you. All right, so we're going to get right on into this one tonight. Listen, we ain't going to be on here all night. We're going to get right on into it. So topic for tonight. Do men really want modest women? Topic for tonight. Do men really want modest women? I don't know. I guess we about to find out. So let's say y'all done fired over a couple videos. So we're going to see what we got. So, okay, here go number one right here. Here go number one.
Why do modest women get ignored versus the wilder women?
I think the answer to your question may lie in the definitions. A more boisterous outward personality, like that's going to get noticed faster. Like if I modestly walk through the room, that means I just walked from one door to the other, didn't make no noise. I wasn't focused on nobody. I just went where I was trying to go. A modest woman is the same thing. She not centering herself around a man. She's not centering herself around attracting a man. Now, the thing about that modest woman, what may feel like getting overlooked, you have to understand, a man is not looking for a modest woman until he ready to get out the game. Ooh. And a lot of dudes is just out here around. So it's like, if I'm just out here to around, I'm not looking for a woman that's trying to get out the game because I'm enjoying the game. And right now, I'm not going to be one of them people who say this generation. I am going to say it's a lot of games being played right now, though. So a lot of people not looking for modesty on any side of it, because it's plenty of good women who just don't make noise. But right now, men are being coaxed into wanting more noise than anything else. So a lot of dudes is going after noise. Keep doing your modest thing, sweetheart, and be glad that the men that are overlooking you are overlooking you, because most of them will probably waste your time.
Okay. Well, that was video number one right there. Topic for tonight: do men really want modest women? All right. Well, shout out to tonight's conversation. That was Trip Fontaine dropping another one. Definitely go check them out. Let's say they have some good conversations. They definitely all over social media, so definitely go check them out. Tonight's conversation, and that is Trip Fontaine. He has his own social media, so go check him out as well. Trip with 2 P's, Fontaine. All right. Let me see who else we got checking in. Let's see. So we got Vince checking in. Hey, y'all. What's going on, Vince? Appreciate you checking in tonight, brother. Appreciate you. Let's see. Kenyatta in the building. She said, hello, everyone. What's going on? Kenyatta, we appreciate you joining us tonight as well. Always holding us down. Wait a minute, Vince. Hold on, Vince. You supposed to be on the panel, man. What's going on, Vince? Drop that comment. What's going on, man? All right. All right, let's see. Donovan dropped a quick one. Let's see what he said. He said, which men? LOL. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Okay. See, Donovan come right out the gate. He got questions. All right. So y'all all saw the video. So that was Trips. And what a young lady is saying, why do the modest women get ignored? Yeah, I got something to say about this. Let's see. Shout out to Nicole in the building, IT in the building. What's going on, Nicole? Appreciate you joining us tonight. There's a whole bunch of folks missing from the panel. Y'all down here in these comments like this. I'm gonna remember that. Let's see, old Vince say Daddy Dude is trying to get them down long. Damn, too old for it. Man, you ain't never too old. You ain't never too old for it. Oh shit. Go ahead and ride that thing on out, brother. Go and ride it out. All right. Hold on. What was that? Y'all said nope. I missed the end. Missed the video. Oh, see, y'all got to catch me early.
Why do modest women get ignored versus the wilder women?
I think the answer to your question may lie in the definitions. A more boisterous outward personality, like that's going to get noticed faster. Like if I modestly walk through the room, that means I just walked from one door to the other, didn't make no noise. I wasn't focused on nobody. I just went where I was trying to go. A modest woman is the same thing. She not centering herself around a man. She's not centering herself around attracting a man. Now, the thing about that modest woman, what may feel like getting overlooked, you have to understand, a man is not looking for a modest woman until he ready to get out the game. Ooh. And a lot of dudes is just out here around. So it's like, if I'm just out here around, I'm not looking for a woman that's trying to get out the game because I'm enjoying the game. And right now, I'm not going to be one of them people who say this generation. I am going to say it's a lot of games being played right now, though. So a lot of people not looking for modesty on any side of it, because it's plenty of good women who just don't make noise. But right now, men are being coaxed into wanting more noise than anything else. So a lot of dudes is going after noise. Keep doing your modest thing, sweetheart, and be glad that the men that are overlooking you are overlooking you, because most of them will probably waste your time.
All right. So that was a quick run back right there. Okay. So yeah, drop a comment. Let me know what you think. Was Trip spot on? Was he tripping? Did he miss? Because folks say Trip don't never miss. I don't know. I beg to differ on that, but yeah, I'm gonna leave it right there. So y'all drop a comment. Let me know what y'all thought about the video. JR, I saw you come off mute, man. You want to say something, man?
Yeah, I'll just say, before Miss Chloe goes, I just want to ask the definition of what a modest woman is supposed to be.
So you want the textbook, or you want the I mean, I can give you my summary.
Yeah, I'll go with your textbook as an OG, and just your summary and what another definition could possibly be, so I can just know where to kind of start. Does that make sense?
I got you. So yeah, so my definition of a modest woman is, first of all, a woman who knows how to carry themselves, a woman who is not, I can only define it one way, a woman who's not an attention whore. Yep, a woman who carries herself with class, a woman who does not degrade herself, a woman that walks in respect. Essentially what it is for me is it's a wife. Yeah, it's a woman with wifely characteristics that carries herself as such at all times. And then, of course, the material piece of it is she dresses a certain way, or she presents herself a certain way. So basically, she don't just present herself out for the world, if you will. So that's my definition. I'll see if I can pull up the textbook, but that's my definition.
No, I got you. I think that's where my head is kind of leaning towards. Like, okay, maybe that's what it kind of meant. But yeah, that's fine. Yeah, go off, Miss Chloe. That's all good. Thank you.
Yeah, I don't have a problem. Well, I can't say I don't have any issues with his explanation. I don't think his explanation was far off from probably the truth. I mean, he may even be speaking from a perspective of maybe this is, personal experience, or even just from people in his in his atmosphere. But I will say this: it's problematic. His response is problematic from my perspective. Excuse me. And the reason why is because we have a whole platform on YouTube, on social media even. We have a whole platform where men are saying they care about a woman's body count. Men are saying they care about how a woman carries herself. They're saying they want more natural women. They don't want the wigs, the weaves, the lashes, and the makeup. This is what men are saying. So basically, men are asking for women to be more modest. They don't want the loud, abrasive talking and behavior and attitudes. Men are saying they don't want that. So if you're saying you don't want that, but then tripping saying, well, but we move around those modest women that we say we want until we're ready to settle down. So then you can understand why maybe these modest women are starting to look like the other ones.
Mm-hmm.
Because at the end of the day, she wants to settle down. She wants to be in a relationship. She's displaying herself and carrying herself this way because she does value herself. She does have morals and standards. And she's hoping that the man that respects that and says he wants that is going to see her and go, oh, okay, this is one of the ones. This is one of the good ones, so to speak, right? But then if you're admitting that a lot of reasons why they're getting overlooked is because men just want to be for the streets, then it's like it's counterproductive to what you're saying. Why do we have all these podcasts and shows, and why do we have this with men saying they want modest women, they want natural women, they want traditional women, right? You want all of that, but you're overlooking them. So I guess for me, I'll take that explanation. I'll take it. But then what is it saying for men in general? Are y'all as confused as you say women are? Because y'all saying women are confused, they don't know what they want. It's giving y'all don't know what y'all want either.
Uh-oh.
It's giving y'all can't decide either. It's giving that just like a woman is playing to her baser self, so are y'all. So, I mean, somebody clarify for me, make it make sense. Because right now, it sounds like everybody playing games. And if that's the case, what are we doing this for? Why are we even here?
Okay. That's real right there. Let me get some of these comments, then I'm going to come to you, Joe. Hold tight, man. Let's see. Shout out to... Well, that won't go up there. Shout out to DeAndre Conley. Checking us out. He said, yes, please, and thank you. Okay. I think he saluting the modest women out here, if I'm understanding that comment correctly. Let's see. Donovan said the real question is, why do the boisterous, unethical women want 100% respect? It's a good question, Donovan. I think you know why that is, man. You know why that is, man. They want what they want. You know why that is. Let's see. Shout out to Vince. Vince said back in the day it was a clean church-going woman. Yeah, and definitely that was definitely the definition back in the day, which encompasses some of the things that I mentioned earlier. Given my definition, because I'm sure that there's always going to be minor variations depending on the guy that you ask, but overall the general consensus is going to be consistent and the same, across the board. Just with regard to the definition. Let's see. Shout out to my guy Michael Harris in the building. He said it depends on the type of man you are going for. There are only a small amount of men that can be for the streets. A vast majority just want one woman to settle down with. Okay, I feel that right there. Good comment. So he also said we want easy sex with those women and settle down with the good girl. But you know what, Michael Harris? This be my problem, man. This be my problem. The easy sex. The easy sex is killing the game. Yeah, I think that's the problem. Yeah, I don't know if as men, if we understand what easy sex or what even participating in that conveys or communicates to the females. Yeah, I'm not sure we actually consider that. I know fellas want what they want. And I said at the end of the day, you do what you do. But I think we really got to think about what that conveys or what that messaging is to the females, especially to the females that are modest, that to your point, Michael, that we say we want to wife up, or the ones we want to settle down with. So I think as men, we got to think about that. Yep, with this easy sex and all of that, what does that market or what does that convey to the woman that we say we want? Let's see. Kenyatta said the energies are crossing these days. Some men are giving off femininity, and of course, some women are giving masculine energy. Too much is crossing. No, I agree. Yeah, no, stuff is all mixed up today, and I think that's one of the main reasons why, I see a lot of conversations and folks are fighting these gender roles and fighting these traditional positions and all of this stuff. It's like I think we purposely want to blur things. Yeah, but I think we want to do that because once again, there's a lot of agenda behind these things. But yeah, a lot of these lines have definitely blurred. So I agree with you. This comment is spot on right here. All right, let me slide back. Joe, you want to say anything? I saw you come off mute. You want to say anything? You good right now, man?
What's up, people? How y'all doing? Well,
good. How you doing, brother?
All right. So you gave your definition of modesty. Fair enough. But I'm going off her definition of modesty, the lady in the clip.
Okay.
And I'm going to assume that she's speaking of herself. She's referring to herself as a modest woman. You smiling, Quay. I think I'm about to fire off.
Go ahead.
Because this modesty thing, she's equating modesty to homeliness. She is not attractive at all. Physically unattractive. So when you say, there you go. I know you know where I'm going with this. This is the truth. Oh, shit! Because I'm looking at her, I'm like, what do you mean? First of all, when I go to a church and I see a woman dressed in, she's not having her stuff all out, but she's attractive. Clearly, she stays in the gym. She keeps herself up. She still has a sense of style to her. She's modest, but she's attractive. This woman was not. You guys got the point. Her definition of modesty is not what we think of as modesty. Oh, if I just don't wear makeup. If you don't wear makeup, your hair, your wig, that means you got to eat right so your hair can grow naturally the way it should. That means you got to eat a certain way and drink certain water so you don't get acne and things you try to cover up on your face. That means you got to take better care of yourself. So when you say that a man doesn't want a modest woman, what you're saying is that we don't want women who just let themselves go as she has. And there's a lot of women who equate the word modesty as that's not what men want. They still chasing after these hood rats. No. When we say we want a woman that just doesn't have her hair, with different bundles from other people's nationalities, and we want you to be your natural self, that does not mean we want you to look like the way she was looking. She wasn't looking all that. So that's the first point. And I'm kind of irritated because, not literally, but just figuratively, that she baited him and he was being nice, but it feels like she kind of used that as a way to get him to say that on camera. So that's how you have this viral moment. Oh, look at the man. They're saying they like these hood rats and they don't really want these modest women. But no, he got baited. He didn't stop and thinking and say, well, let's define what modesty is, right? Which is what I just described. So no, we don't want a woman out there in the streets like that. We don't want a sexy red. We don't want a Nicki Minaj. They might get tossed and used, to be honest with you. Some men do partake in that activity. But a lot of the good men, I can't even personally stomach it. And I've been approached by quite a few of them. And I'm like, nah, I'm good. But I still look at the modest woman and say, she's sexy. but she has all these other things going on. I can tell by the silhouette. I can tell she got real hair. Oh, okay, you take care of yourself. You don't have to wear all that makeup, but you still go to the gym. You still eat right. I can tell. She was not. No, she's off. So that's one. Number two. Damn. I try my best. I want to be honest, but I can be overly blunt sometimes, and but I have to try to watch my tongue and try to be more nicer with the way I say things. I get that, but that was just off. So okay, anyways, number two. Oh, that's right. A woman can be modest and she can walk in the room and she can have a presence. She can be seen. Now, we can use the most famous example that we know in the entire world, and that's Jesus Christ, the most modest man to have ever lived. Everybody knows his name. How is that so? A modest man who just walks in the room and is unknown, who is not seen, he's modest, but he has no presence. She's modest, but she has no appeal. She has no radiance to her. That's the equivalent for a woman. She has no radiance. So you can be modest all you want, but if I can't feel your power, if I can't feel your femininity and do just the way you emanate that from your own being, then yeah, you can be modest. You can also be broken on the street too. I mean, I guess you can also be on a street and be a millionaire. But there's a certain energy that comes from a person that goes beyond just modesty. So I'm not buying that narrative at all. I think my final point, I don't know if I already made it already. Oh yeah, I kind of did, which was to touch on what Chloe was talking about, with the how men don't want the lashes. We claim we don't want the lashes, the wigs, the makeup, and that's true. We really don't. We don't because we don't wear it. So why do we want something that we don't have on ourselves? I'm just being honest. So you see us in our natural state, and you can say that's modesty. So we kind of want to see you in your natural state because we're going to see it anyways. After bedroom activities, when you live with us long enough, we're going to see it, and we may or may not even like what we see if we realize, oh wow, this is not what I signed up for. She's a whole different person. So yeah, no, that's exactly what we want. We do want that. We do. But a man who avoids that and seeks something elsewhere, he's been most likely conditioned to seek out the sexy reds, the Nicki Minaj's, but eventually he comes to his senses and he still goes out and looks for the modest woman to marry, to settle down, and have children with. So he kind of comes around full circle, except for a few. But most of them kind of fall into that trap. They're like, oh, that's what I grew up around. Correct. So, but I wanted something more. So they got something more, usually later on in their life. And that's usually how it works. But a lot of us, we just like, nah, that's not what time we on. We want the modest woman, but come with the radiance, come with some power, come with something more than just I'm a humble person. Don't you see me? No, that ain't cool because y'all don't like it when we do it because that shit is not sexy. You got to be sexy. And you don't have to show skin to be sexy, but it's something within you that comes from you. And that's something, that's a quality I can't explain or teach a woman. It's just either there or it's not. She has the confidence or she don't. Either you got it or you don't. That's it. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah. No, I appreciate that, man. No, I think to your point, I think he was right. I think the young lady in the video definitely was speaking about herself in the situation. And that's why some of the actually let me get some of these comments, then I'm gonna come back to it. Let's see. Vince said that's because men, he's talking about the question around the sex from earlier. That's because men are so consumed by sex and what a woman looks like. Women are what a woman looks like. Women are confused and don't know the difference between attention and real intention. No, that's facts right there. Vince, appreciate that comment. Let's see. Nicole said, but that is the problem. Why are you playing games? Stop being part of the problem, messing it up for serious people. Oh, Nicole, you got to tell me who you was calling out on that, Nicole.
What is she talking about?
Yeah, tell me who you was calling out on that. Let's see. Donovan said, bless her heart. So he's okay. He's talking about the lady in the video, I think. Let's see. Kenyatta said, Tripp still has to be politically correct. He can't just say anything all the time.
No, screw that. Yeah. Say what you say, bro. Like, you a man, you just say what you mean. You know what I'm saying? Like, say what you mean.
So I agree. Yeah, I agree with this comment right here. We do have to keep in consideration that Trip and tonight's conversation is a production, right? It's a show. And the primary customer of that show is women. So yeah, they do have to be careful what they say because that's how they sell tickets.
Black queen. You're a black queen, mama.
Yeah, just so I got just to say that. Let's say they do gotta watch what they say. So now I agree with you on that, Kenyatta. Let's see. Donovan said, bless her modest heart. Donovan, you over here going crazy in these comments. All right. But yeah, so going back to the video, yeah, I had a couple questions because there's some things that I don't agree with. I know a lot of folks say Trip don't never miss, but there's a couple things that I disagree with in this one. First of all, the lady saying that the modest women are overlooked. I don't believe that. Yeah, I don't believe that the modest women are overlooked. What I do think's happened with the modest women is they get scooped up and they most likely end up married.
Yep.
So that's what I believe. I don't think they get overlooked. Now, the young lady in the video, if she wants to say that she's getting overlooked, then that's one thing. Yeah, because I know we don't like to generalize. We don't like to say all women, all men. We don't like to say all the modest women get over. I know we don't like to do that. So I think in this particular situation, she probably should specify herself because the modest women out here get married. Yeah, they getting scooped up because see, those are the ladies that these fellas are looking for. Now, to Joe's point, you know what I'm saying? The fellas do want a little sexy with it. You know what I'm saying? They want you looking good and all of that, but that don't affect the fact that you could still be a modest woman, right? Mm-hmm. So just to clarify that. So I don't think the modest women are getting overlooked at all. The second thing is Trip made a point where he said that fellas don't want the modest women until they're ready to get out the game.
That's the only part I agreed with him.
Oh, you did agree with that?
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. Well, you know what I was about to do? I was about to
Out the cap.
I ain't agree with that either. I'm not mad at you, JR, but my reasoning for not agreeing with it is because I don't like the narrative. Yep, that's a narrative push, right? For me. You know, majority of these guys out here, they wasn't trying to be in the game. Yep, they wasn't trying to be in the streets. They weren't trying to do none of that. Yeah, but we've pushed this narrative out here like all these guys had to be in the game, and then they just get to a point where now they don't want to be in the game. Now they want to get serious. Now they're looking for a modest woman. And I'm like, I just think that's cap. Because there's no way to quantify that. Like I said, I definitely know that it's a narrative that gets pushed. Yeah, because at the end of the day, there's a lot of dudes who didn't want to play the game. They didn't want to be in the game. They don't like playing games. So when they started looking for ladies, they was already looking for modest ladies. Yeah, they wasn't looking to go through the nonsense first. Then after they played with the nonsense for a while, then now they want to go get a modest woman. A lot of dudes wasn't on that. Mm-hmm. Yep, they really weren't. But like I said, we like to push that narrative. Like all guys had to, what the ladies like to say, all the guys had to have this whole phase before they decide they want a modest woman. And that's not true. Yeah, but it's not true. Because at the end of the day, there's no way to quantify that. Yeah, so that was my disagreement. Now let me come over to you, JR. Now you said you agreed with it. So let me understand why you agreed with it.
Yeah. So Arben said the reason why I agree with him is because the narrative that they push about all these guys or whatever it is, of course we know it's not all, it's a minority, right? And I would say I fall in the minority of like the guys that are able to get women and do whatever, you know, the sex or whatever it is, right? And then when you obviously want to step out the game, I don't want the ladies that I've been dealing with. I want some that is completely different to the ladies that I've been dealing with, you know. So that's where I say I agree with him. But I think the point that he's missing, yeah, about women being modest, right? I'll say it like this: if we're talking about equality, right? I'll say once upon a time men were, you know, wreaking havoc out here on these women. Equality came along, and women start, you know, equalizing stuff out here. So I want to know exactly where are these modest women? Where are they? Because once upon a time, women were modest. Now, I understand, time moves on and ain't nobody perfect, right? Man, woman, no one's perfect. So I'm not saying like, oh, a lady can't be out here catching a body or two or whatever it is, right? I'm not saying that. Of course you can. You want to have sex, all that stuff, cool. But if I was to say this now, yeah, more women have bodies. Sorry, women have more bodies outside of a relationship than they do in a relationship. I want to know what's so modest about these women. So, if you're saying that you're getting looked over, yeah, and the OGs are sitting there saying that men need to start valuing themselves and put respect in themselves or whatever it is, yeah, we are doing that. We're starting to do that. And we're starting to put standards on these women. Yeah, ain't just about you looking good. Ain't just about you, not wearing fake hair and all that stuff. Hey, listen, we can smell those penises that you don't carry from the day you started.
Oh,
Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh shit! So I want to know exactly what's so modest about you, because if you was that modest, the guy that you slept with before me, I'll come here and want your ass. But you're modest, and
damn.
that's the problem where you said Trip has to sell tickets. I ain't got to sell shit. Does that make sense? He has
Yeah.
to sell tickets to keep them coming. I don't. So that's what I'm saying. The men today, we are starting to wake up, like the OG said, wake up and respect yourselves. We are. Because these women
I
aren't
agree.
modest. Let's
I
just keep
agree.
it at that. Like I said, ain't no one perfect. We can agree to that. But hey, in my generation, modest? Come on now.
Oh man, come on, Chloe. Go ahead and say something to him, Chloe. Say something to him.
Um, I guess I have to say, well, the first thing he said was he considers himself to be a part of the minority. And okay, I agree with you, Jay. I mean, I totally agree with you. I think you're asking where those girls are in your generation. They're on the other side of the minority that you're in. They're the minority too,
Mm-hmm.
right? So like you're not a dime a dozen, right? They're not either,
Yeah.
right? But obviously they're out there because you're out there.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I mean, I thankfully am part of a community, a pretty large community of women, and we're all different ages. And there are a lot of, you know, Gen Zers that are a part of this community where these women, their goal is to be modest. You know, that's the path that they're on. You know, they are working on themselves. They understand there's areas that can improve upon. That is happening. Unfortunately, I do agree to a certain extent that those women aren't loud. I do agree to a certain extent that they aren't like, hey, everybody, I'm working on myself. I'm doing this. I'm doing like most of them aren't doing that because one of the big things that you do when you actually for real are working on yourself is you kind of take a step back. It's not about being in the limelight because once you start working on yourself, it's hard. And a lot of stuff kind of comes out about yourself, and you start to realize that you're not what you thought you were, and you don't really want to put a magnifying glass on that. So I think that that's part of it, right? We have the women that are saying, I'm modest. But like Joe said, what's your
Hmm.
definition of modest? You know what I'm saying? Like what you're saying, I'm modest, and your version of, and just speaking on the young lady in the video, her version of modest is what she presented, what she came to the table with. That's her definition of modest, right? Then Quay gave his definition of modesty, right? And I think that that's the problem. We redefining everything. So, do we even really know what that is? I think
You hear
everybody's
him?
confused on what it means to be modest, what it means to be a man of value, a high value man, what it means to be a traditional woman. Like we're just whatever we feel like we are in that moment, then that's what we label ourselves.
Let me add to that real quick. Just a quick analogy, and I think it's a great one. It'll seal the deal right off the bat, and it's this: if I tell you, "Hey, Quay, hey, Chloe, I work out, and then you see me in person, and I look like Fat Albert, or I look like a twig from a tree, are you gonna look at me sideways? Shouldn't you question that? The results would show in my physique. The results of your modesty would show in your character. So no, I don't need to see some major obvious signs. I don't have to wear a muscle shirt for you to see my muscles. You can tell I work out by the way I dress. You can say, oh, you work out. I've had it happen so many times. And I'm dressed in winter clothes. Oh, I can tell you work out. How'd you know? You just give it off. It's something that you carry with you. If she is modest, and not she's saying her, but a lot of women think like she does, it will carry on you. We know this as men, and I know this when those women get away. If I can't get them, and they're a dime a dozen, they're rare. Say, oh, we can sniff them. Oh, like a dog, like a dog hound. Oh, there she is. And then you kind of do your thing. She might not like you. She go with another guy. She ends up getting married, having kids. Like, yep, I knew it. I saw it happening. She deserves it. I shot my shot. I lost. He won. He deserves it. So we know a modest woman, and it's not obvious. They are very quiet sometimes. They're very meek-like. But it comes through somehow. I don't even know how to explain it. It just comes through. We sense it. Oh, it's something about her. I gotta, and then we find out like, oh, I knew it. I knew it. So no, it doesn't have to be something obvious. Like if you have to say you're modest, are you really modest?
Yeah, that's a valid point. That's a valid point right there. Let me, Vince, I know if you want to say something, man. Are you good, man?
How y'all doing this evening?
Good. How you doing, man?
Good, guys. Want to jump on it. I think the problem is also is that sex sells everything. Everything is about what you look like, dress like. There's a young lady that was on YouTube talking about financial information, and all the men was in the comments. Oh, you're so beautiful, 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 beautiful. Ooh, you sexy. Ooh, she wasn't talking about nothing that had to do with what she looks like. I mean, 90% of the comments, beautiful, sexy. Ooh, you fine. Ooh, you this. Ooh, you that. Nothing about the stock market. Nothing about what the Fed was doing. Nothing. Just what she looks like.
Right.
So I think the issue is that men get so distracted and we so sex craved and consumed with sex. And now the ladies have understood that, okay, sex sells. I was looking at a young lady, JT. I don't know if that was one of the ladies from the City Girls.
City Girl, yeah.
She had a performance. And when I tell you the outfit she had on looks like something you wear to the bedroom. See-through, areola showing, nipple showing, booty showing, and ladies even the ladies was in the comments, ooh, she thick. Ooh, girl, you wearing that dress. I said, is that a dress or is that a negligee? But she got to sell them tickets.
Right.
You know, Megan Thee Stallion. Well, at least she put some clothes on. I don't know if y'all seen that she came out for Kamala Harris.
Yeah,
I said, well, at least they made her put some clothes on.
Yeah.
She ain't come out there with the panties on.
Right.
Talk about she a savage. So I think it's just this generation. It's this generation, and it's the sex sales and the ladies who are more classy, I would say. It's not necessarily that you're getting overlooked. It's actually a blessing because just like the guy said, the guys that you want to attract when you that way, you probably don't want them kind of guys anyway. So it's really a blessing because if you're looking for a relationship, the right man will find you. If you got a jogging suit on or if you got some see-through leggings on.
Right. No, that's facts. That's facts. So let me ask this question. I'm trying to put this the right way. Is it the man's fault if the modest woman today feels overlooked? Yep. So if she feels like she's not getting that attention, so she feel like she's like you just said, Vince, she feels like a classy lady, so she carries herself a certain. I mean, and we all know the classy lady. So she moved like a classy lady, and because she's not giving off that attention wanting energy, fellas ain't really looking at her like that. So is that the men's fault that she not getting the attention she's supposed to be getting?
I don't think it's men's fault. It's just how men are. It's just like a lady who want to do. They got some money. If you sitting in the club and you got the average little outfit on, and the dude come in there, he pull up in the drop top Mercedes, he step out there with the Gucci's on and a nice suit on, he gonna get the looks. It's just natural. If he buying drinks at the bar and you can't buy a drink, then you're gonna get overlooked.
I get that.
It's just natural. I'm not saying it's right or wrong. It is what it is.
Okay, Chloe, ready to rebuttal on that.
Men want looks and women want money. Understand that, you'll do better.
Okay, there it is. Go ahead, Chloe.
So to answer your question, yes. Because we're not going to act like just because we have a natural inclination, so then we can't control ourselves. So just because we have a natural inclination, and that means that we're supposed to just go with it because that's naturally how we feel, right? Like, so just because women are naturally hypergamous in nature, and we're speaking about women in general, right? Because women in general are hypergamous in nature, so then that means it's okay. She should play to that hypergamous nature. She shouldn't try to learn better. She shouldn't try to do better. She shouldn't learn how to be content. She shouldn't want to do any of those things. She should just continue to play to her hypergamous nature. Hey, it is what it is. I mean, we're simple by nature. Hello, somebody. But we're told that we need to put that away. So why do we think that because something is natural, it's correct? Or because something is natural, we should just play to it. It's okay. I mean, it's natural. And, not this is not directed at Vince. This is just how people think, right? Like they think, well, it's natural, right? It just is. It is what it is. But we're called to not be who we are. We're called higher. So we shouldn't play to our baser selves. If you know that you want to settle down with a modest chick, then stop ignoring these women out here, but then expecting them to stay modest. A woman is a woman, right? Like, don't nobody want to be ignored forever. Don't nobody want to be ignored till you get your stuff together. Nobody want to be ignored while you play in the game or whatever reasons Trip gonna give or anybody else gonna give. Don't nobody want to be ignored. You know what they gonna start doing? And I'm not saying this is right either, but what they gonna start doing is they gonna start trying to do a little bit of what she's doing so she can get some attention. That's what she gonna do. That's what she gonna do. So when y'all talk about it's so hard to see the modest chicks, what's happening is the modest chick might be modest in her mind. She might be modest in her values. When she opens up her mouth and she speaks, she might be modest with her standards. But when you look at her, she might look like the other chick. You know why? Because she needs you to look at her. She wants you to look. So she's going to give you something to look at. Now, am I saying that's right? Am I saying that's every chick? No. But I'm saying that's happening. And I know for a fact it's happening. I can factually tell you this is what's happening. I can tell you it's happening. Women are saying, I'm tired of being overlooked. They're saying, I'm trying to do all the right things. I think I'm a good girl. I'm not out in the streets. I'm not with a lot of dudes. Like, I haven't had a ton of experiences. But dudes don't like. Now, I'm not talking about the chick in the video because Joe explained quite eloquently why she don't belong in the category that we're talking about right now. So we're gonna set her to the side, okay, for a moment. We're talking about a chick that's not homely. She just not wild. She's not wild. So for the guys, and that might not be any of the guys on this panel. I'm not saying that. But for the guys that are for the streets right now, because they playing the game, I'm just gonna tell you, after a while, these girls get tired of being overlooked by you. So when y'all start saying stuff like, well, we can't tell the good ones no more because they standing too close, too close to the 304s. Well, she might not actually be a 304. She might not be. But she gonna look like how she needs to look to get your attention because you're not looking at her. So to tie it back to your question, yeah, I think that men have to take some accountability for that because there's a lot of validating of 304 culture happening right now. There's a lot of male validation of the 304 culture. Now y'all might say y'all don't want to settle down with that, and I believe y'all when y'all say y'all don't want to settle down with that, but y'all still validating that behavior. Y'all still giving those a lot of attention, and just saying, same thing with women, right? That's a problem that women don't know how to be content. It's a problem that they got a good man right there in their face, but they still looking around to see who gonna pull up in the Porsche. Like, that's a problem. That's not good. This is why we're having women being the ones leading and filing for divorce. It's a problem. So we can't keep doing this stuff and saying it's natural. So it's just what we do. We actually have to start seeing that these behaviors are not helping us. They're counterproductive to us moving forward as a culture, and we have to make those changes.
I get what you're saying, Chloe, but I want to add on to my statement. Real value gonna rise to the top. I remember when I was dating, I would always drive around in my work van, not a 15-passenger van. I would ride around. I would be looking like the worker and not the boss. But I had boss confidence. So if you met me and talked to me, you would see, okay, it's something there. I didn't lead with, oh, I'm this. So that's the difference. I'm saying have it. I'm not saying flaunt it. There are beautiful women with banging bodies, and you wouldn't know it until you got to that point. But she walk around with so much confidence, she ain't gotta have on something tight. She walk a certain way. That's why I understand ladies who have value, they're not getting overlooked. They're getting snatched up. So maybe it is a little bit of what JR saying. She's, maybe you getting overlooked because you know. So maybe it's not about you being modest. Maybe it's because you just not that. I don't like to be mean.
No, I got you.
But a modest 10 is not gonna get over. A modest 7 ain't gonna get overlooked. But if you a modest 2 and you sitting around and not saying nothing, not putting yourself in. What?
You said a modest 2.
You can't be modest in a 2.
That's her.
I'm not now. I'm not saying you gotta wear something revealing, but you might have to be a little funny. You might have to drop your handkerchief, as the brother Kevin Samuels would say, and you might have to lead with your conversation. You might have to lead with your personality. But most people, their first attraction is physical. But if you talk to me, somebody be like, "Oh, you really nice," and then you don't look so unattractive because you got a nice personality.
Right.
I would say Simone Biles, I think she's a great example of someone who isn't the initial looker, and even her husband would like, yeah, no, I wasn't checking for her, but it's her modesty, not like in that way. He wasn't. That was his. That was his own.
She is mad cute.
Man, hold on. Let me
She cute.
hold on,
But she's
Joe.
not
Hold on.
like.
Wait a minute, she cute.
Come on
She's
now,
not.
y'all. Y'all have to get up off my girl. I'm not gonna have it. I'm not tolerating no
Hold on,
disrespect.
Joe. Let me
body banging.
You
let me
cannot
interject.
disrespect that girl on this channel.
Come
Let
on
me
now.
interject on
So
this
we
real
got
quick.
to.
I
We got to
gotta
be
interject
honest.
on
Come
this.
on.
Oh,
We got to
Joe,
be
hold
honest.
tight, Joe. Hold tight, Joe. What is y'all problem? Now, this ain't at you, Joe, but I've been hearing a lot of this lately because me and Chloe was talking about this. What is y'all deal with Simone Biles? Like I always see something negative about this young lady. Like I said, it's not at you, Joe. But I've been seeing folks talking about her hair. I've been seeing folks. I remember a while ago they was talking about her and her husband, and I'm just like, what is y'all issue with this young lady? Like she get up on these balance beams, she be on this floor routine, killing that thing, and I'm just like, y'all just be coming for this lady, and I'm like, what has this lady? Did she say something that's got folks hot? Like, I got to get this chick back. Like, what did this lady do? Man, somebody drop a comment. Let me know. What did Simone Biles do to y'all that's got y'all so pissed off? What is it?
Now her hair wasn't combed though. Come on now. They could have pushed it up in a nice neat ponytail. Come on. Her hair wasn't combed.
Y'all, she's sweating. She doing a whole work. Like, come on, y'all. The woman is competing. She's competing.
She need to have a stylist in between them jumps to get her
Oh
hair
my
right.
gosh. Please don't do that to that girl.
Nah, but she cute though. Come on now. She is cute. Nah, she's definitely not a 2.
Man, y'all hard
I
on the
wasn't
young lady, man.
I wasn't equating her to that at all. But I was
No,
speaking.
not you, Joe. I just been hearing
No,
that.
no.
Not you, man. Go ahead.
Yeah, but that's. I mean, yeah, that wasn't a shot at her at all. But even she knew that she was going for something. A man who, for in terms of like models, looks like certain. There's this like taller. There's a lot of things that physically that when you think of an NFL player and the types they typically go for, it's not her, and she knew that. But she wasn't. She didn't have this arrogance about her that oh yeah, because I'm an Olympic athlete, I should be chosen. She played to her strengths. She won him over time and got this man to settle down who's in his prime in his NFL career. That almost never happens. But how do you do that? Because she's modest. Not modest in her looks, because she's a pretty girl. She's average to me, and I think to most men she is average. She's not like, oh, no, that's not. I don't buy that. That's how a lot of men think because we don't come at her like that. I look at her still, I'm like, yeah, she's pretty, but I'm like, yeah, she's not. She's average, and you have a lot of women who are average who think that they are so that their shit don't stink and that they are in the model category, the 8 9s, that kind of stratosphere. It's a different level in that area. But she never acted like that. That's where she was at, and that's why she won. And a lot more women who claim to be modest would win who are average if they did what Simone Biles did. But a lot of women don't want to be average. They want to be something that they're not. We see something different, like Miss Modest Woman in that video. We're like, yeah, okay, well, keep being your modest self. And I'll keep saying I'm humble. I'm humble. I'm the most humble person I've ever known in my life. Yeah, that's real humble, isn't it? So that's not what Simone Biles did. A lot of women need to take a page out of her book because a lot of women reflect who she is and what she looks like. She's just average, cute, pretty girl. She's not the models, the 8s, 9s. There's not a 10, but these women can get up there. So it's like if she can do it, a lot of these women can do it if they were truly modest like Simone Biles is. So they need to be looking at her as an example. She set a great example. Hey, I got this man, and he didn't require me to be this super stunner looking model that I'm sure he typically goes for, and that he himself said that he goes for.
Yeah. Well, I
Hope that
said,
makes
but
sense.
But let me say something. But see the issue is also that those Model 10s are chasing too. That's why they're getting them. See
That's
you
true.
you think, well, wait, he just seeing a chick on Instagram and he dropping in her DM. As soon as he drop in her DM, it take her probably an hour to respond. She trying to get in his
That's true.
face. See, the problem is a lot of these ladies don't want to work for a high value man. And I mean high value however you want to put it. And Simone Biles said, well, okay, I'm going to go ahead and drop my handkerchief and let myself be known like those ladies do. Just because they pretty don't mean that they not chasing. You know, I hear a lot from my, like a homeboy, his son is friends with a few NFL players. And he said the stuff that they be doing to get seen and getting these guys' face, they have no shame in their game.
I don't doubt it. Yeah, I don't doubt
so it ain't like they just getting over because they pretty. They getting over because they chasing. And some of our sisters don't feel like they gotta do all that. I ain't chasing no man. I ain't cooking for no man. I'm not doing it for no man.
What they say, he who finds a good thing, something like that. He who finds whatever the Psalms, they lean on that a lot. A lot of they lean on that waiting around. So you're right, Vince. That's a great point. They're not as aggressive in getting the man that they claim that they want to have them. Oh, he's supposed to pursue me. He's supposed to see me and do all the work, and I'm just supposed to just lay in the wake. And then just things just happen like Cinderella, and they end up missing out. These are the modest women that they're referring themselves to. So these women that they're saying, oh, they go for it. No, these women are also aggressive. You're right, Vince. And the prettier they are, typically, the more aggressive is. They're not the ones like chilling. They're like, oh, I'm pretty, yeah, but I like this man. I'm going for what I want. So you're absolutely right.
Yeah, but
it's the ones who don't look as good who think they can just chill and lay back. Like, what are you doing? If the pretty ones are going for it, how is you being average not doing it? Because you're so modest. Get out of here.
Yeah,
Stop
yeah, but let me say this though. I think the thing is I don't know. I don't think that the answer is an aggressive woman either.
No,
to be honest with you. Yeah, I think the answer is a realistic woman. Now I know we were, talking about Simone Biles for a quick minute. I think Simone got realistic. Yeah, but she had to make a decision because at the end of the day, just you having money and being an Olympian, that's not going to secure you a man. Yeah, but I think Simone had that conversation with herself and said, okay, I need to be more realistic. So she took a different approach. And they end up connecting on the particular dating app and they end up flagging on each other and, met. And, I think she reached out to him and they, end up going on a date and so forth. And the rest is history. So she didn't necessarily get aggressive. She just got realistic with what her options really were. Yep, and I think that's the difference. A lot of folks today are not realistic with what their options really are, based on their economic status and their looks and all of these things, right? All those other factors, their level of modesty and, the man's level of humbleness and then however you want to break it down. But a lot of folks are just not realistic. Yep, and I think that's the difference in what she did. I want to circle back to something else that was said in the video that I think is important, and I'm gonna slide us to another one. But Tripp also said that a lot of men today are being coaxed or coerced into being into these certain type of women, that these loud women or these boisterous women, if you will. Do y'all think that there's some validity to that? Do you think that some of the men today are going after the type of women that honestly they really don't even want?
Yeah.
So to rephrase that question, are the men being conditioned today to go after or be attracted to a certain type of woman? Go ahead, JR.
Yeah, so with the question, I'll say yeah, because me and Miss Chloe both agreed that I'm in the minority, so are the modest women. So what are we picking from? We're picking from the bad ones that are out here, the sexy rares, the Meg the Stallion type of girl. Like that's where we're picking from. Like I said. There's so many layers that we got to peel here with the whole modesty, right? And like I understand, not every person is perfect. And I also understand that. Yeah, we can try to hold women to, these high standards or whatever it is, right? But we also have to maintain a standard as guys where we're going to be the first one to lead or whatever it is, right? But like I said, once upon a time, men were doing the fugazi stuff. Women wanted to equalize that stuff, right? And play fair game. Okay. So the fact that we're both going to play a fair game, right? We're both going to try and hold each other to a high standard. But here's the problem. Men wasn't allowed to hold women to any sort of standards. Hence why you're asking the question to what he said. We are getting pushed to go down that path. If you know what I mean? Because like I said, if these women were so modest, as they say, why did the guy before me, or the guy before that guy, or the guy before that guy not want you? It's not about me here. Hold that mirror up to yourself here and look at yourself. Because like I said, these women aren't what they say they are. Because if we are going to get fooled, okay, play the right way. Don't show me this card and then trying to, deal another card. That doesn't make sense. Because like I said, women were modest before because they was held to a standard. I obviously not now, yeah, but the OGs, you know that you'd have to go and speak to the woman's dad to have sex with her. I ain't got to do that, because nobody's there to hold men to a standard, and no one's there to hold women to these standards. So, because of that, yes, we are going to get pushed towards certain things, and we know that women took it to the extreme. Hence why what this podcast is coming at today, and men obviously speaking up and saying like, "Yo, this has gone way too left. Let's at least trying to center it and restart again and take it, to the right." Because we know families are getting pushed. We know single motherhood is getting pushed. We know breaking up. We see what's getting pushed. And like I said, 2 weeks ago, yeah, men are getting sent into a burning building, and they know exactly why they're sending us to a burning building. There's a reason for it. And whatever the agenda is, I don't know. But like I said, to your question, yeah, it's true. We are getting pushed towards those type of women. And me and Miss Chloe, we agreed that's the majority.
Interesting.
Okay.
Wait a minute. Hold on.
Go ahead.
I didn't agree that was the majority. I agreed that you were in the minority.
Yeah, I was in the minority as in of the guys that are doing
I didn't
reckless.
agree that the majority of women are what the agenda is conditioning us to believe the majority of women are. I am still in the mindset that yes, while I do agree that there is a large number of women who unfortunately have drunk the Kool-Aid, who have bought into the propaganda, who have bought into the conditioning, I do agree that there unfortunately is a large amount of women who have done that. I still wouldn't say the majority. And the only reason why I wouldn't say that is because we just talked about the modest women, and we also talked about the women who just are working on themselves and are silent. And I think we don't give enough time or energy to women who are just not in the nonsense period. They're not in it. Like they're not on the internet every day telling you all their business, talking about, men this, men that. They're just not doing that, because just like a man needs to be on his purpose, there are women who are on theirs as well. And they're not in that foolishness. They're not there, right? So I don't know. I guess people might want to say, well, they're in the minority too. And like, if you want to say that, here's the thing, because I don't have any hard numbers for you, then I guess you can say that. And I don't have like any, non-disputable facts that I can show you. But I just, I don't want to do that, because then I feel like I'm just buying into the narrative that they're pushing. And I'm not ready to buy into that narrative. I'm not about to do it, because although we're not here for the majority, we're here for the minority anyway. I believe that, the people that think like me, the women that think like me, the young men who are being mentored and groomed by grown men who carry themselves with dignity and with respect, I think that that can grow. I think that we have a lot to do with that.
I feel that. I feel that. Is that Cole right there? Oh, is that
Yeah,
you?
I'm here. Hello.
What's going on? What's going on?
Hey. I'm
You
fresh
want to
off work.
straight?
I'm sorry, y'all. Forgive me.
It's all good. You want to straighten somebody out on the panel up here?
Oh, to my comment, I was just saying it's giving no disrespect. Please don't take offended. I'm just saying with my experience on the issue and really trying to get it right. It's giving women bashing and not talking about the solution. Like let's focus on the problem. Like all these outlier weird one-off examples, that's not realistic. Like let's give real examples and the root of the problem. Please.
Hmm.
Oh,
Miss Nicole.
okay. No, you go ahead, Jr. I'll follow you
Yeah,
after that.
yeah. Don't you think it's quite ironic here when you speak of women, yet it's called bashing and not actually the truth? Or we're trying to actually get to the truth of what it is. If it's not the truth, we're trying to get to the truth. Why is it that when men speak on women, we actually start to speak of women and women see it as bashing? But I would probably say, you know what? Women been battering men ever since I've been alive. Ever since I've been alive, women have been battering men. So the moment men start speaking up, I can understand women are going to be on the defense because it's the first time, right? But hey, whether you want to call it bashing or not, I call it we're getting to the truth and it's going to hurt.
I don't think anybody has an issue with the truth, but again, outlier example versus like what's the real example? Like, don't
So
be putting everybody all in one same bucket. All these women do that. All these women. No, it's not. It's really just a subset of women that be acting the whole food, and you're trying to make that be for everybody, and it's not. Like, there are some people out here that's really trying to get it right, and really not about that game and that bullshit. Excuse my French, but that's really where it's at with me.
now I
So that
understand what you're saying.
woman's,
That's what. Oh, go on, boss. Go on.
no, I'm just gonna say real quick, that woman's mindset. The only reason why I speak on it generally is because that is how a lot of women genuinely feel. And I can only speak like that as a man because I interact with quite a lot of them. So I would be able to say, I wish I could say, oh, she's the unicorn, she's the exception to the rule, she's a minority. She's not. They don't say it as outwardly as she does. It's their behavior, the way they talk to me, the way they talk to other men around me. It's palpable. It's like, okay, that's okay, wow, where'd that come from? So her putting it into words, it's like, yep, that's exactly how a lot of them think and a lot of them carry out. They're not going to say it outwardly exactly the way she said it. That's just the way, that's just the mindset. I can't even describe it. And I can only say that because I'm a man who deal with women and
Right.
enough of them. So for
Right.
you to say, well, oh, that's not the majority, well, you're not dating women. You don't speak on them in abundance in the way I do, I would assume. And it's a different level, even if you do speak to a lot of women, because I'm sure you have female friends. There's a certain level that is different from a man that's from a woman. So we're going to interact with a woman differently. So her behavior in that video is is the prototype. It's not the end all be all, but that's the mindset. I hate to say it, that's just the way it is in this
Okay.
country. Now I don't know how it is everywhere else, but I'm just talking about America.
I
That's
got
the
you. I
truth.
got you. Let's see. I saw Vince come off. Do you want to respond? Wait, hold on. Do you want to
Yeah, I want
respond
to
to him?
respond.
Oh, go ahead, Vince. Go ahead, Vince.
I think the issue that we have is that we need to start understanding, well, how, if that's what you're experiencing, then the only person that needs to change is you. Just like with the women, a women can say, "Oh, I keep meeting these guys who don't have themselves together. I keep meeting these guys that don't have it." So why you keep meeting them guys? Why you ain't meeting the guys that do got themselves together? Why you ain't meeting the women that do have it, that do have themselves together? That's the issue. So maybe there needs to be some conversations about, well, what am I putting out that I'm getting these certain type of women or that I'm getting these certain type of men? And if I want these type of women, what are the qualifications that they want? That was what the brother Kevin Simons was talking about. We're not talking about the Dusties. We're not talking about the hoes. We talk about the wifeys and the husbands. So how can you get one if that's what you want? And what you need to put on your hook so you can start attracting the big fish. Because if you keep attracting the hoes, then what you putting out there, bro? And if you keep attracting the bums, then what you putting out there, sis? Because people get married every day, people finding people got people got 2 or 3 kids, they got this, they got that, but they still able to find love and find that right person and go on down the road. So that's what I think is the conversations that we need to be having. What am I doing wrong so I can get my benefits? It's just like in the work field. If you're not getting callbacks, then maybe you need to change your resume.
Or maybe the job market just sucks.
No, it ain't the job market. No. There's jobs out there. Change your resume. There's jobs out there.
Right.
You got to change your resume.
Okay.
That's what I learned. You got to change everything. I had to change everything to get what I wanted. I couldn't be the same guy I was for 40 years. That's what I had to come to grips with. If I keep doing the same thing and getting the same results, that means I'm insane. I had to get real with myself and say, okay, if I want to get real, I got to stop cheating. I got to stop lying. I got to stop selling these hoes some dreams. Come on now.
That's real. That's real.
I got to stop dating 3, 4 women at the time and juggling them around.
Vince.
So that's what I'm saying. Hey,
I'm going to ask you a question.
Sure.
I got a question. I don't disagree with what you're saying to a large degree, but my question to you is it not possible for someone to be, let's use the fisherman example. He's a great fisherman, but he's swimming in a sea full of sharks. Is it not possible that it's not his skill? Wait. That is not his skill level, and that he simply needs to move outside and find a different place to fish that is consummate to his skill level, and that he can get the results he's looking for. Mm-hmm. So I'm not saying he can be a bad fisherman. That's possible. I agree. That man needs to take responsibility. Maybe he's picking the wrong ones. That I get it. But could it also be possibly that he's just in a pond that's full of sharks, and he might not even realize he's in a pond full of sharks, but he's a good fisherman. But now, because he's in a pond full of sharks, he can't catch any fish. Now he's starting to believe, I can't catch any fish. I'm a bad fisherman. Is that a possibility, or are you saying that's forget about it? It's all on him. It's his responsibility to go and look someplace else. I agree. But is it always his responsibility to say that, oh, well, yeah, he's in a bad spot. Who cares? He's a bad fisherman. I don't think the two always equate, but I'm just looking for your response to that.
I get what you're saying, but see, I'm a different type of person. I believe it's all on me. I believe your destination is on you for the most part. For the most part. Now, there's a certain, I'm going to say 90% is on you. 90% is on you. If you keep throwing your hook in a river and keep coming up with trout, then maybe you need to go to another lake and keep going to another lake. Stop throwing your hook in that same lake. Pack your boat up and move. If the chicks that you around ain't where you need to go, then maybe you need to go to another city. Maybe you need to, that's how I get down. I'm just that type of person. I believe it's all on you.
No, I agree.
Especially as a black man. I don't even understand where y'all coming from with this. You a black man, the world, I don't understand it. And if y'all good looking and ain't got no kids and got it together, I don't understand what y'all complaining about. I don't understand.
Chloe, you up next. Chloe, you up next. Go ahead, Chloe.
I was gonna say, we can take it from the female perspective too, right? Like, we're always telling women to vet better. We're saying that, women need to take a look at themselves. Then that goes both ways, right? Like, if we're not getting the results that we want, and, and the common denominator is us, then we have to take men and women, right? We have to take a look at ourselves and just kind of mention something for Cole's purposes. Like in this particular video, I don't know if you caught the video, Cole, but in this particular video, there was a woman, a specific female type, right? Body type, look, all of that, who classified herself as modest. And listen, I don't know if you caught Joe's read, but he read her. And, you know, I have to agree with a lot of the points that he made, you know. Men are saying, hey, it's not that we're looking over the modest woman as modesty goes, the definition of modesty goes. We're looking over women who don't have the qualities that we're looking for, right? I can only use this woman as an example because if we saw the video, we all know, you know, we got a good look at her and, you know, her look and all of that, right? We obviously don't know who she is as a person, so we're just going to speak on the aesthetic for right now, right? Men are saying that they want women to prioritize how they look. Doesn't mean that they expect you to be a model. The men on this panel have said they do not expect that. However, they want you to carry yourself as someone who is friendly and, you know, approachable and, you know, have a positive attitude, a good attitude, and be, you know, fit, healthy, like you take care of yourself. And some might look at her and say, does she fall in all of those categories, right? And if the answer is no to that, right? If the answer is no to that, then maybe some of the women who are classifying themselves as modest aren't being completely honest about how they are labeling themselves. And maybe that's why they're not getting approached by the kind of men that they want to get approached by. Because men care about that, as they should. Because as women, we should care about that.
Modesty is something we give to the woman, right? Just like humbleness is something that a woman gives to a man. Oh, he's humble. It's not something you would say about yourself. It's something that others outside of yourself would say about you. It's always something. It's some things that you can't self-describe. You can do it all you want to, and you could be delusional or you could be on point. But it only really counts if someone outside of yourself would say, "Hey, that's a good woman right there." Because if you calling yourself a good woman, we don't. Okay, good. That's self-affirmation, great. But if you're a butthole to a lot of people and they're like, yeah, she says she's a good woman, but really we all think that she's an a-hole, then you're not a good woman. But you think you are. That's a problem. That's a disconnect there. So you have to be somewhere where you're meeting reality. I don't even like to say things about people say things about me. I say that's your perception of me, and it's probably accurate because that's how you feel and think about me. But if I'm telling you how I am, but you're getting a different perception of me, that's they're going to look at me like I'm crazy, and rightfully so.
Well, I think you can aspire to something, though. You can aspire to be a humble person. You can aspire to be a modest person. You can aspire to do that, right? You can work towards being that. But you're right. Ultimately, how are people receiving you? That doesn't mean that you let external people and situations and places determine who you are. You don't do that. But at the same time, it is sort of like a test. How do people describe you especially when you're not around, right? Like they describe you as modest, would they describe you as humble? Would they describe you as friendly? Would they describe you as that, right? Like what are you actually giving off? But you definitely should aspire to be modest, aspire to be humble, aspire to be those things. But you're right. I mean, it does take someone on the outside to really, classify or verify that.
Yeah, no, there's going to be a level of validation. Let me mute you for a second. I got you, Vince. There's going to be there's going to be a level of validation in there. Yeah, because everybody can say, oh, I'm a good woman, I'm a good man. Somebody got to validate that. Especially, you know, if you're saying you're a good woman, yeah, I mean, or you wifey materials, then some guy is gonna have to validate that at some point. Yeah, just because you're saying it doesn't mean it's true. So there's definitely a level of validation in there. Okay, I got one more I want to throw up. Actually, I want to see what the ladies say. Yeah, I want to see what the ladies say. I see we got a chunk of ladies in here right now. We got Cole and Chloe up on the panel. I want to see what y'all say. So, just to give a little backstory, this is a balloon pop video right here. This was an interaction between a man and a woman on the show who ended up matching. And yeah, I want to see what y'all say. Since we on the topic of modest right now, I want to see what y'all say.
Okay, question. So sexuality is a very big thing for me. Exploration, are you into that? Is that too much of a forward question right now?
I'm gonna need a little bit more detail.
Okay, I mean, just getting to a place where you're more vulnerable, and I guess
I'm open to that.
You open to that?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right.
You
So
good?
yeah, I'm good.
Okay. All right. All right. So it is time to pop a balloon.
Okay.
Oh, go for it.
So the gym is a very big important aspect, right, of my life. So what is your concept? Like, what do you think about the gym? Constant improvement. What are your thoughts on that? Are you into the gym?
I work out. I like to hike. I'm a very active person. So, yeah, I go to the gym.
Okay. All right.
All right. Time to pop a balloon.
Okay. I'm so sorry.
All right. So why do you end up popping his?
I love everything about you. I love that you wear your heart on a sleeve because I do as well. I love that you're thoughtful. You take your time with conflict and confrontation. I just feel like as far as a match-wise, I just wasn't feeling that initial connection. I'm so sorry.
I understand.
Sorry.
Respect.
Okay. Perfect. Let's head on back. All right. Let me bring you on up here. So I know you thought hard for those questions. So I don't know if you have any final questions, but any final questions between either one of you?
I don't have any final questions.
No.
Okay. So is it a yes for you for her?
It's definitely yes.
Is it a yes for you for him?
It's a yes.
We got a match! Okay. I'll take this and you guys can go on off.
All right. So yeah, so that video came my way. So yeah, I want to present a question to the ladies. Ladies, give me y'all opinion. So y'all just saw that video. Give me y'all opinion on that video. Listen, I know we talking modesty and we having this whole conversation around the modest women getting overlooked and what modesty is and so forth. So I want to hear from the ladies on this one. Ladies, what do y'all think about that video? Did y'all see anything? Was it right? Was it wrong? I see Cole down here on the panel. I want y'all to tell me something. So ladies, drop a comment. Let me know what y'all say. Cole, if you need to come off mute, I want to hear something from the ladies on this one.
Hear from me?
I want to hear from the ladies on this one because I think that video is interesting. I want to hear from y'all. What do y'all say about that video? Now she gonna get quiet.
Come back off mute.
Can we play it? Can we play it again?
Yeah, I'll run it back.
Okay.
No doubt. I'll run it back. Hold on. Let me get it queued up. My bad. All right.
Okay, question. So sexuality is a very big thing for me. Exploration, are you into that? Is that too much of a forward question right now?
I'm gonna need a little bit more detail.
Okay, I mean, just getting to a place where you're more vulnerable, and I guess
I'm open to that.
You open to that?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right.
You
So
good?
yeah, I'm good.
Okay. All right. All right. So it is time to pop a balloon. Okay. Oh, go for it.
So the gym is a very big important aspect, right, of my life. So what is your concept? Like, what do you think about the gym? Constant improvement. What are your thoughts on that? Are you into the gym?
I work out. I like to hike. I'm a very active person. So, yeah, I go to the gym.
Okay. All right.
All right. Time to pop a balloon.
Okay. I'm so sorry.
All right. So why do you end up popping his?
I love everything about you. I love that you wear your heart on a sleeve because I do as well. I love that you're thoughtful. You take your time with conflict and confrontation. I just feel like as far as a match wise, I just wasn't feeling that initial connection. I'm so sorry.
I understand.
Sorry.
Respect.
Okay. Perfect. Let's head on back. All right. Let me bring you on up here. So I know you thought hard for those questions. So I don't know if you have any final questions, but any final questions between either one of you?
I don't have any final questions.
No.
Okay. So is it a yes for you for her?
It's definitely yes.
Is it a yes for you for him?
It's a yes.
We got a match! Okay. I'll take this and you guys can go on up.
All right. Let me drop that on down. Okay. So we got some comments coming. Well, hold on. Let me go back to Cole. All right, Cole. I ran it back. What's up, Cole? What's up?
Hello.
Hey, you ain't got nothing to say about that video?
So, oh my goodness. I would have to say, so initial attraction, like I understand that it's a thing, but it shouldn't be a determining factor because people change, like the first initial conversation, I mean, that could be completely lies or facade. You have to ask like really important questions and observe the person to really see their intentions. So I get the whole concept of the game and all of that. So that's, why she obviously popped the balloon. But in regular dating life, I mean, we would definitely have to have like more questions and conversations. I wouldn't just like say like she gave all the positive aspects and okay, your reason of not going forward with him is because you didn't have an initial connection. Like what I guess the follow-up question would be, what are you expecting that initial connection to be? Like, are you just supposed to feel like your hormones flaring up for the guy? What's really the initial attraction?
Yeah.
Okay. I ain't mad at that right there. Appreciate that response, Cole. Okay.
I feel like he played it safe for some reason. I don't know why.
Well, hold that thought, Joe. Hold that thought. Let's see. Can y'all just say, let's see, I didn't see anything wrong. They ask each other questions that seem to spark one another's interest. She's ready to explore. LOL. Okay. So, all right. Now, I appreciate y'all dropping y'all.
But we ain't talking about that no more, right?
Yeah. You know what? I got questions about it. I appreciate y'all dropping y'all comments. That's because I wanted to see what the lady said, right? So we having a conversation right now about modest women, or do men really want modest women? Going back to the first video I played before this one, the young lady was saying that modest women get overlooked, right? So essentially they get ignored, right? But yeah, I came across this video as well, and I wanted to put it up just to see what the ladies would say, because I'm trying to understand honestly what is going on. So the reason I say that is because I'm gonna consider myself old school. Yeah, I'm an old school cat, right? And this is my man. They on this balloon pop dating show. We all done seen clips of this show. We've used this show on our show before. But this is my man's first interaction with this young lady. And one of the first things he's asking her is about sex. And the young lady didn't even reject him. She went along with it. She said she wants some what she said, she wants some details or whatever she said. Give her some additionals. And before he could even finish what he was explaining, she was like, "Oh yeah, I'm okay with that." And I'm trying to understand what has changed. So we're talking about the modest woman, right? So the modest woman would have shut that down. Like, no, you're not about to be talking to me about no sex during our first interaction. You don't know nothing about me. You don't know how old I am. You don't know where I work at. You don't know nothing about me, but you asking me about some sex. And our first interaction on the internet on a balloon pop show. So this is why I wanted to pose the question to the ladies. I need somebody to make it make sense to me. What has changed? Go ahead, Vince. I saw you come off. Go ahead, man.
This is what I mean by them standards don't mean nothing. Depends on who she talking to. This is why the standards don't mean nothing. Nah, I'm gonna give you the game. See, I'm a little old school and a little new school. He was trying to see, is you down for that work? Oh shit! The sexual tension was all in their body language. See, I read body language.
It was.
So I don't know if y'all know what that "are you vulnerable" means.
Yeah, I know.
For sure.
Nah, let me move past that. I think the younger people know what that means. They're vulnerable. And then he asked her, are you in the gym? Because he want to know, is that body fit for this work? Because I'm in the gym, baby. I'm going to take you down through there. So you better be ready. If she knew what that meant, she's like, yeah, I hike. So that means these legs is good and strong.
My man.
So they probably going to get down on the first date, which, hey, let her know what she want out of life. But this is what I mean by them standards don't mean nothing. It's a standard for each different men. This is why men be like, y'all playing games. Because for the other dude, she should have been like, oh, don't talk to me like that. I've seen it. I've seen it. I've done it.
But that's why I asked the question.
I've
What
done
is the
it.
initial text
Oh,
talking about?
But because he ain't 6'3", you know, you're looking like Boris Kojo, and the other little guy is looking like Cedric the Entertainer.
Oh God, no.
He didn't look that bad though.
Oh my God!
Right. Y'all are gonna
So that's what it showed, Clay. Them standards don't mean nothing. That's why. Oh, he got to take me here. No, he don't. All he got to ask you is, you ready for this work?
No, I feel I feel you on that, Vince. Listen, that's why, like I said, I wanted to play the whole thing, right? Because once, first of all, you got the brother, the cat that you said resembles Sid. So you got the brother. He probably was halfway decent. Yep, he probably was halfway decent, but she passed him up. She passed him up for the other gentleman who was coming right out the gate, asking her about the sex and how was she ready to get vulnerable. And I'm just trying to understand. I said, as we talking about modest women, it's just like, what's going on today? Like, why is that getting by? Because see, before, let's say, like, once again, I'm old school. Before, if I would have, came to a young lady out the gate, first interaction, like, hey, you know what I'm saying? I like to sexually explore, you know what I'm saying? Is you down with that? She gonna be looking at me like, nah, bro, you know what? I'm good. And she gonna be on somewhere else because she gonna look at that as disrespect. Like, you disrespecting me. You just met me. So why we talking sex already? But in 2024, on the internet, let's say, this ain't at Floods. You know what I'm saying? This ain't at the little, this ain't at Starters. You know what I'm saying? This is on the internet for millions of people to see. And my man is asking you about some sexual exploration, and you talking about give you a couple details. Oh, you come right back. I'm good with that. And it's like, but then in that same mindset with this young lady, would she be considered modest?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Would she care? I don't think she cares. She got the man she wants.
She probably,
That's
I
what
mean, maybe or
she don't
may
care
not,
about.
but the question was, do you think that she's modest? So no. So we're not even gonna ask the additional questions because we're not even.
You know what? It's just like Christianity.
Wait, what?
Depends
Go
on the
on.
question. It's just like these fake ass Christians.
Huh.
Oh, I'm a Christian, but I believe in premarital sex. I believe in abortion. I believe in everything else. It's just like being a Christian. For fake Christians, not you, Chloe. I'm talking about fake Christians.
I
It's
don't
just
know.
like Christianity. Oh, I'm a Christian. Ooh, I'm a Christian.
Wait a minute, y'all gotta let me get this out
But
though.
you ain't living like a Christian nowhere.
Go ahead. Go
That's
ahead,
what it's
Chloe. Go.
like.
Yeah, okay, so just bear with me for a moment, okay? Hear me out. Hear me out.
I'm listening.
This y'all, I consider myself to be a 365-day Christian, okay? But I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Initially, I didn't see the problem. Like, and I don't know what that says about me, because I would think that I'm in the modest category. But this is why I didn't see a problem. Okay. He didn't ask it. I don't think he asked it to be disrespectful. I think he asked it because he really was interested in her. And I think it's something that matters to him. So he was like, I like her, but it's one of those kind of deal breaker things for me. So maybe I should ask her right now before we even go any further. Now, whether that's okay or not, now that's debatable, right? But I think the reason why he asked it was because he's like, I'm digging her. I like her. She clearly like it. They basically was having a whole silent conversation, okay? Whole silent conversation, right? But I think they was like, there was some tension there. And I think he's like, I like her, like, but is she into what I'm into? Because if she's not into what I'm into, then maybe I don't even need to mess with her like that. Right? So I was just looking at it from a different angle, because these are two people. These are if now, Quay, you talking about if you approach a woman, right? If you approaching me and we're trying to get to know each other and it's an organic situation, then I probably would be like, dang, we just met. But we got to remember, y'all, this is a balloon pop show. This a completely I'm just saying, y'all, this is a completely different type of thing. These people came on a show to find a person. Like, I feel like, when I'm being honest, I feel like they're not gonna be looking at it like I gotta take my time, because you only got so many, I mean, just think about it. You only got a few minutes to try to make an impression on somebody to get a date with somebody. So you gotta say whatever. I mean, and I'm not saying, listen, we're not debating whether or not this is okay or not. That's not the perspective I'm coming from at all. I'm simply saying that in this setting, he's asking whatever question he feel he need to ask to decide if she's a match for him in that moment. Not me, you and I work together and we have time to get to know each other. We have time to be around each other. We have time to see if we're compatible. We have time. Like, that's all I'm saying. I'm still not saying that he should feel comfortable to ask her that question. And I'm not saying that I agree with them going that route, because I'm the person that thinks you should start out with the foundation of friendship. But at the same time, this ain't what this was.
Okay, well, hold on.
Asking that question. I mean, come on, y'all. They ask all kinds of questions on this show.
Okay,
all
but
kinds of questions on this show. Does that mean it's right? I'm not even saying that. I'm not arguing whether it's right or wrong. I'm just explaining to y'all why initially when I saw it, I was not shocked, neither surprised or dismayed.
Well, no, I'm gonna be honest though. I'm shocked because at the end of the day, to your point, you said that this is not an organic interaction. Okay, so this is a worldwide millions of viewers interaction. So I would definitely think there will be more controls around what type of information you giving out to the world versus if if it was me and you at the floods of the starters. So that's what I'm saying. I'm just once again I'm referencing back to the topic of a modest woman. So the stuff that wouldn't have flew, because I said once again, if I came at a young lady back in the day talking about, you know what I'm saying, I want to sexually explore, like Vince said, you know what I'm saying, we understand what this vulnerability, we when you throw that vulnerability in there, I mean, you might as well about be tying somebody up. Like we understand what that means. So back then, this might have got you slapped. This back when ladies used to be wanting to smack on dudes. This might have got you smacked back in the day. But in 2024, you telling me on a platform that's got tens of thousands of viewers that go viral literally every week, you telling me that this man can ask you about some sexual exploration and you like you just go, man, come on, man. Y'all got
Wait, Quay, you starting to show your age, bro. You starting to show your age, Quay. Come on now.
What you mean, man?
They listening to Sexy Red, baby. Get it sexy. Get it sexy. They ain't worried about all that you talking about, Quay. It's equality. I want it just like you want it, baby. Come on, Quay. No, we ain't playing coy. We ain't playing coy in 2024.
Oh man, come on.
Let me know what you want out of life. We'll give you know. Shoot, I've had ladies tell me the second date. I've asked, you know what you get down a certain way. They say no, it's the end of the day. Come on, Quay. You starting to act your age now, bro.
My
Come
bad,
on
man.
now.
My bad. My bad.
let me say this, yeah.
Go ahead, JR. I know JR, young fella. Go ahead, JR. What you gonna say?
Yeah, I said it earlier. I said it earlier, right? Men started this ish, and the woman just equalized that. Yeah, he led the way. She matched that energy, right? But like I said, once upon a time, we'd have to come and speak to your dad before we think about speaking that type of language to you. I'm sorry. I'll remind you that again, okay? These women out here today aren't modest. They can say whatever the hell they want to say. Hey, you know them ladies that say the boss chicks? They're really outright. Their qualities. Use a modest chick. Tell me why. They can't tell you that. But they can tell you that the rich, the boss chick, the this, the that, da. Okay? I need me a God-fearing man. But they want real after qualities of why they're God-fearing women. And all of that stuff. So I'm telling you, yeah, you see today, these women aren't what they're saying they are. And I'm sorry, if it's going to hurt feelings, it is what it is. Okay? Men, go look at your sisters. Men, go look at your aunties, your cousins, your mamas, the women in your family. Now, we know what type of women we have in our family. I ain't saying all. So if you can imagine the women in your family doing the butchery stuff, what the hell are the outside women that are not in your family doing? Because I sleep with the ones that are not in my fucking family. Pardon my language. I don't sleep with them. I sleep with the outside ones. Like I said, I'm on holiday right now. Yeah. There's a whole lot of ish going on around there. Women with boyfriends and all of that stuff. And they ain't moving modest. Okay. I deal with women, just like Joe said. We deal with these women. And they're not what they say they are. And if they was what they say they are, things would be different. A woman would not be coming out here saying she is modest. Women would not be complaining that men are this, men are that, right? Women will be get given that wedding ring, that whatever you call the band, whatever it is, yeah, left, right, center every single day. That ain't happening. Why? Because, like I said, men drop their standards, women drop their standards. Cool. We can't hold nobody to the fire, right? So, who's gonna go first? Ladies, it's on you to go first. Because guess what? As much as we're both equal, I still got to do the manly shit. You came into my field and started playing my game. I didn't go into your field and do the crossover first. Okay? Remember that. You crossed into my environment first. Because like I said, when men were doing, holy stuff or whatnot, I ain't saying that women weren't doing it. Cool, maybe on the low key. That was them being modest, not letting us know that they be cheating out here on their men and having babies on men left, right, center. Does that make sense? So that's me saying I understand women aren't perfect. They're never going to be perfect. But one thing they've done is they're really, really letting us know who they are today. And they're not modest.
I got you. Let me come down to Cole real quick, and then I'm gonna come to Chloe. Cole, how we fix this, Cole? Let me put you on the spot, Cole. How we fix this? Come on off that mute. You're on that mute right now. Oh, can she get off that mute? There you go.
Question, sir.
So how do we fix this? How do we fix this right here? So we clearly got a little problem, a little disconnect between the ladies and the men. How do we fix this? Give me your opinion. What you think we need to do?
It starts with honest, respectful, collaborative conversation and resolution. It is not about the blaming. It's about being honest and about the truth and being solution oriented. That is the solution to the entire problem. And why, like, the blame game has got to stop. That's why I was like, the outlier examples, I don't care about that. We talking about the problem. So how do we address the problem collaboratively? It's not going to take this party and that party. It's going to take both.
Okay. All right. Now I appreciate that right there. Do you think that folks right now are holding themselves accountable to they part in it?
Not fully, no. Because otherwise, why would you blame the other party? You didn't look inward.
That's real.
You didn't look inward.
That makes sense. Okay. All right. No, I appreciate that response right there. So I had to put you on the spot real quick. I see that look on your face. I had to put you on the spot real quick. Let me get this comment. I'm gonna come back to the panel. Let's see. Shout out to Shantae Williams in the building. She said, I've been immediately sexually attracted to a man, but let's see, but will he know? Hell no. Some women don't have discipline. That thing, Rob, they jump. You see what I'm saying with Shantae? So this is a valid point right here, Shantae. So what has changed? Yeah, what has changed? So it used to be that way. So the ladies was feeling the brother, the dude didn't know. But now it's just like it's obvious. I got to advertise to him, like the young lady in the video said, give me some details. Then she came back like, oh yeah, I'm with that. Like, yeah, what has changed? I'm just trying to understand what has changed. Go ahead, Chloe. You want to say something?
Can you pull the video?
You want me running back?
I think the thing that also has changed is so many experiences. We having a lot of experiences out here.
Yep.
So when you get somebody you're attracted to, you get excited. So I think that's the problem too. We are having a lot of experiences out here that back in the day we didn't have. My grandparents only dated 2 or 3 people before, if they did that. So now we dating hundreds.
Yeah.
All different kind of sex, good sex, bad sex, good relationships, bad relationships. We full of trauma, man. And that's what the issue is going to be. We go with, as individuals, we're going to have to deal with our trauma. And a lot of it has to do with our childhood trauma. I was talking to Remy the other day, and we were like, people date the child in the other person. And what I mean by that is how that other person was raised. If they didn't have a father and they didn't get attention, they're going to seek that from these relationships. If they had a mama who was overbearing, then they're going to be a certain type of way. You're dating the child in that person. So until that person really understands how they were raised, come to a resolution with that, and get some type of help to resolve that, they're going to keep having problems. You know what I'm saying?
My bad. Yeah, I feel that right there. No, that makes sense, man. Chloe, you want to say something real quick?
And I was gonna have you pull up the part in the video where right before she pops the other gentleman's balloon. It's after the second question.
I don't know why he didn't pop. When he saw clearly what they had a thing going for each other, he just popped it, right?
Yeah, I think it's right here. Hold on.
Yeah, I go to the gym.
Okay. All right.
All right. Time to pop a balloon.
Okay. I'm so sorry.
Right there.
Okay.
This man had that woman frazzled.
Yeah.
She was like, okay. Like she could barely keep it together. This is why I was neither shocked, surprised, or dismayed. This is why I didn't even think anything about the question. We're not talking about how your moral standard, right? We're not talking about my moral standard. We're not talking about Vince's moral standard or Joe or JR or Cole. We talking about this woman and this man. And she, what Shantae say? Throbbing. That was her. She was completely frazzled by him. So I was not shocked at all. They had been giving each other eyes the whole time. They'd be having a conversation the whole time. So I mean, I wasn't surprised at all. She ran to pop that other man's balloon. Did you see how fast she almost skipped? She almost jogged down there.
She took off her heels and everything.
To pop that man's balloon, because she was like, let's go now. I'm ready.
That's how it is, though. Vince was so right.
I'm just saying, like, y'all, I mean, that's why when I saw it, and maybe unfortunately I've become desensitized. I don't like that, but maybe I have because it's everywhere. It's all everywhere. Like it didn't even hit me like anything. I'm like, oh, it's every day. Like what okay, well.
You talking about the spark.
I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah, I'm just trying to understand the change. Yeah, I'm trying to understand the change. That's because at the end of the day, we once again we're tying it back to young ladies being modest versus the women that are not modest. So the ones that are out here attention seeking and all of that. But then it's like at the same time, the things that the modest women used to stand on, it's like, are they still standing on those things today? Or are they being more accepting of things because essentially they want some more of that attention too?
Yeah. Agreed.
Yeah, but that's why I said this young lady in the video before this particular piece where my man was asking her, about this sexual exploration and all of this, I think this young lady would have fell under the modest umbrella. But once she crossed over, it's like, then now, how do these men look at her? Because once again, you got one man questioning you about sex. You got the other man being honest and transparent with you and carrying his feelings on his sleeve, as she said, which she says she liked. But, I'm looking at the comments, and just going back to Tiffany's comment where she was talking about the fact that the second dude, he ain't have her tingling. It's just like, okay, so essentially that modesty out the door, you know what I'm saying, for the sexual excitement or whatever you want to call it.
Chemistry.
Yeah, so it's just like I said, once again, we got a lot of stuff going on. And like I said, some of these lines are being blurred, and I think that's also affecting what's going on in this dating space. Go ahead, Cole.
To that comment, I don't think it's chemistry. I mean,
sexual chemistry.
Yeah, I'm about to say that's probably it. Because if it was just regular intentional chemistry, then I would say it takes time to build that. But my thought is, if she's only basing that person off of that tingly feeling, then what does that say about you in a relationship?
Thanks.
So you just gonna up and leave when you're not tingly no more? Like how are we doing this? How are we playing this? How are we showing up?
Good point. Good point. And see, that's
I don't.
Go ahead, Joe.
I don't think, from my experience, it's not an up and leave situation. It's more like if it was the opposite. If she chose to get with the second guy and she tried to make herself feel that sexual chemistry that wasn't there at all to begin with, she would find some reason to leave. It would almost be like she's torturing herself. But that doesn't necessarily mean that the first guy is going to work out in the end. It could just be a flame, but they could just go off, marry into the sunset, and they discover along the way, oh, we also got these other things in common outside of the bedroom. But that basis
But why are we talking about the bedroom so soon? That's again part of the conversation, and why we talking about modesty. That shouldn't even be initial conversation.
That's a good question.
I can't take you there if you say no.
That was a rhetorical. The questions he asked were rhetorical. It was already there. We saw it. He was just kind of. It was almost like a formality. It was like, oh yeah, are you into this? She had already said yes before he asked the question. He didn't even have to ask it. And I know that for a fact because, well, I don't ask questions like that, and it's always assumed. And it's like you can cut the tension with a fork, and it's like I don't even have to ask it. Sometimes I've had women say, "What are you asking me?" It's like you already know. It's whatever I want to do. So when he asked that question, he's basically saying, "How submissive are you?" And she's like, "Oh, I'm down with your program. You're the leader. You're the dominant." It was already established. He was just kind of asking it. So but for the show, as Chloe pointed out, it's like, well, what's going on here? We can feel the tension, everyone. So he verbally, yeah. So this is what's happening. But in reality, I don't even ask questions like that. It's just like it's assumed, and then things just kind of happen that way, and that's just how it is.
Assuming. What is the acronym? I don't know. What is it? Don't make an ass out of me or something. Assume. Yes. Assume. Say for something. That's again part of the issue. We're not assuming. But also to the point to the show, everything could be cut with the knife if you just ask one simple question: what are your intentions, short term and long term? If we really about that life.
It's a good question. She doesn't care. He doesn't care. Their focus, like Chloe said, it's about the moment. It's about even when something happens, when I see a woman and it's like, I can't explain it. It just happens. I'm into her. I'm not thinking like what you just said. I'm not thinking long term, all this. That comes after I've established that I'm physically attracted to her. I'm not even thinking that way. Now, logically, I should be like, yeah, put my little head away and think my big. That's not the truth. The truth is my little head is thinking, and then it's like, whoa, it's the initial thing. And then if I'm smart, then I come around and say, okay, now let's slow down a little bit and let's see if we have this other chemistry outside of that physical chemistry that we obviously know we got. But that is important to have because you can't go without it. So she can either pop that first man's balloon and say, you know what, it's too sexual, too fast. Okay, fair enough. Or she can go to the other guy, play it safe, and then regret she didn't get with the first guy. Even if the first guy doesn't work out, she would rather take the chance with the first one because she can always say, well, at least I got what I wanted. We both had a good time. It didn't work out. Or, like I said earlier, they can go happily ever after. They can get married. But I think a lot of people assume that because it leads on a physical level, that initial attraction, which is important, they assume that it won't work out in the end. They assume that it won't lead to marriage. It won't lead to fidelity. It won't lead to all these other things that people assume. Well, you can't lead with that. But I don't know. I can't talk to a woman I'm not physically attracted to. I can't even.
Hold on, Joe.
I can't be like, oh, yeah, she's cool.
Let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question, Joe. Straight like this. So, should a man even be asking that question? So, his first interaction with a young lady, should he be asking her sexual questions? Straight like that. What? Yes or no?
Should he do it? No. Will he do it? Yes, I've done it.
And that speaks to the type of woman you're gonna have.
That's conditional.
You know what?
It's conditional. It's conditional. It depends on how strong the chemistry is. And sometimes I'm like, I know that if I ask that question,
the chemistry in your heart or the chemistry in your penis? What we saying?
The second one. It's always going to be the second one. The second one is going to come first.
Oh my God!
What we saying?
That's the truth.
I
mean, like, okay, let me ask you, Cole. Let me ask you, Miss Cole. Are you going to be okay? You have to make a choice between two guys. A guy that you're initially physically attracted to, because that's what sexual chemistry is basically. I can see myself in a bedroom with this person. Or the second guy who is that upright citizen. He's a good guy. He's clean and proper. He's not your type. Yeah, but I'm gonna give him a chance. Are you what's going to be worse for you? You giving that second guy a chance where you don't feel that you can't see yourself in the bedroom with him, or the first guy you say, okay, it might or might not work out, but I can at least see myself, rolling in the hay with this guy, and let's see where it goes from here.
So I don't know if you asking the wrong one, because people know me know that I'm attracted to a person's mind. So all that up the front extra sexual shit ain't gonna work.
Some people are that way though. So you talk about
Yeah,
like the
me. So that's what I'm
sapiosexual.
saying.
Some
That
people are
example don't even
physical.
apply to me. I'm gonna go for the standard modest guy, because we're gonna have more in-depth conversation, and probably will most likely read to the real questions that I want to know, or the real answers that I'm looking to know.
That's real. Okay, appreciate that right there. Okay, well, I said Cole set the record straight. She set the record straight. Yeah, no, I just no, for sure. Yeah, no, I just had to ask the question because I'm just like, should the dude even be asking that? Because once again, I said I'm a advocate in what we market and what we put out to the world and how that comes back to us. So, yeah, I just had to ask that question. Go ahead, Vince.
To me, it's kind of tacky. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've always been, in my experience, I don't know if the guys on the panel can feel me on this one. Most women know if they're gonna sleep with you the first time they meet you, and you know if you're gonna sleep with her by the maybe the second date, probably the first date. You already know it's going down. It just depends on when it's gonna happen. So I ain't gotta sit up here and ask you all about the little intricacies and stuff. I just think that's tacky. I think that's like the guy who say, "Oh, well, if I take you out, you'll give me some." It's just tacky.
Yeah. Thank you. It's getting to the point.
Now, I have been out women who've told me certain things because they kind of know how people get down nowadays, and after they told me, I was like, "Oh, well, I know this ain't gonna work." You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I don't want to be specific, but certain things sexually, I don't do that. Oh, well, you need to find somebody else then, because that's part of the package. That's part of the standard package. Power windows, power seats, power locks.
Good.
I ain't rolling down no windows.
I got you.
And here's the thing:
No,
if
I
she says
got
she's
you,
not
Lester.
going to do something with you, she doesn't even really want to do something with you. So he's asking that question like, "Well, is she really for me?" Because if a woman says, "Well, I'm not going to do this in the bedroom," but she would do it with another man, so she's going to give you vanilla sex, but she's going to give this other man that she's really into. That's a good judgment right there, just to say, okay, well, how far is she willing to go? Now, I'm not talking about no crazy stuff, swinging up, whatever, but I'm just saying, like, he's asking that question: How vulnerable are you? And she's saying, I'm completely vulnerable. That's it. That means that's his, that's hers. She made a decision. That's how it's going to be. So, but if she's given conditions, oh, well, I'm not going to do this. I'm not going. He already knows. Well, you would do it with someone that you were really into, and it's not me. So I would just have to let you go because you're not going to give me all of you. Like when it comes down to the nitty gritty, then what are we talking about? And again, that's something that it doesn't have to be spoken. We can see it, but he's asking just like formalities. He got the answer he wanted. He was like, yeah, okay, cool. She is going to be for me, not this half 1 foot in, 1 foot out type of deal. I'm waiting around for the next guy, but I'll give him something to keep him like satisfied, but it's not going to be all of me. He wants all of her. So that's the way I saw it. He wants all of her, which includes her mind, her body, her soul. And he went there. He asked that question. And is it appropriate? Hey, I, he was blunt. He got straight to the point, and that's it. I think it's cool. Because why wait? Why wait until the 4th day, 5th day, 6th day to find out? Dang, I spent all this money, wasted all this time with a woman who doesn't even really want to get down with me like that.
Yeah, but see, that's once again right. But see that right there. See, I think that's where the issue comes in. I don't think that waiting to the 2nd, 3rd date is a waste of time. See, I think that's a part of the issue. See, there used to be a process. Yeah, there used to be a process that you would go through as you were dating to eventually courting a young lady. Yep, sex was not the first thing that came out your mouth. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? You introduce yourself, you wanted to get to know some things about it, what you like, what you into, what you do for work, whatever your questions were. But sex was not the initial because fellas understood that sex initially coming right out the gate was a turnoff to a lot of young ladies in the process. Now, don't get me wrong. This may be something that comes up down the line, because we all human at the end of the day. But this was not a part of your initial engagement with the young lady. Yep, and that's why I asked, when we talk about this modesty, what has changed? Yep, going back to the second video, the young lady, she's engaging on my man's sexual advances, in the video. Yep, and listen, I make the point all the time, we have to be very careful of what we market or what we put out to the potential candidates that we're looking to attract. Yep, and at the end of the day, what I'm saying, if she's ready to turn down the one gentleman, he may not have physically been her guy, but she's willing to turn down the one gentleman to go for the other one, who essentially led with his sexual advances. What does that project, or what does that say? Yeah, what does that put out to the world? What does that put out to possible prospects? So yeah, that's my main point with it, is just what are we putting out and what are we marketing? And then essentially, like I said, what has changed in our interactions and the things that we essentially shoot down, or the things that we typically used to be turned off by, in this process. Let me get some more of these comments and I'm gonna come back to the panel. Let's see. J.U. Griffin said, shout out to my guy J.U., always holding us down. He said it's completely okay to look for sexual attraction, but you don't have to start off trying to have sex. Yeah, no, simple as that.
I agree with that 1,000%.
Yeah, simple as that. Like I said, I appreciate this comment right here, J.U. Griffin. Like I said, because I'm an old head, and like I said, this was not this was not what you led with, because like I said, this used to be a turnoff for young ladies. As soon as you came out the gate talking about some sex, she was like, nah, I'm good. He ain't the one. And that's how that used to go. But now, like I said, things clearly are a little different. Let's see. Shout out to Shantae in the building. She said, remember, let's see, Joe Woman approach you, so you might get more of those type of gals, and you pick the second one. Okay. Go ahead and call it out, Shantae. Go ahead and call it out.
Like, who's she talking
to? Well, she got Joe in there. I said, I'm assuming that's to you, unless that's a misspell. But shout out to Shantae.
That's him.
Let me go ahead and get the right. That's this one. Yeah, she called it into the ring on that when she called into the ring. Let's see. Shout out to Eva Wright. She said, let's see, what did she say she was looking for in a man initially? Eva Wright, you trying to get the whole video. I'll have to go back and get the whole video for that. But she was looking, if I remember correctly, she was looking for a well-rounded or a rounded man.
Emotionally intelligent.
Yeah, emotionally intelligent.
Intentional.
So the second guy. Okay. It was the second guy, but she somehow, all that stuff went out the window, just like Vince said. Doesn't even,
stuff,
man, oh my God, it doesn't matter.
He was intentional. He was intentional. He let his intentions be known.
That's true. I think he was more honest. I think if the second guy was as honest about the desires that the first guy had, I think he also would have had a shot too. He wasn't as bold and as forthcoming, like straight up, boom. I think he was holding back. A lot of men hold back. They hold back what they really want, and they'll play that game. That, oh, I'm gonna buy you flowers. I'm gonna hold the door open. I'm gonna open the car door. We're gonna go in. A lot of these guys don't actually. They just want to go. You know what? I really like you like that, but I can't really say that. I gotta wait until X amount of days, or I gotta wait X amount of time. But he went straight for it. So he was intentional in a different way.
Let me ask this question, because I see we got a chunk of viewers on her right now. We got a lot of ladies in the comments as well. Let me ask this question, ladies. Question to the ladies. Do y'all prefer a man to take his time, or do y'all prefer the man to just get right to it?
It depends on what you're asking.
So I'm talking about this. Yeah, I'm talking about this initial engagement piece.
Okay.
So going back to video number 2. So the guy, he's got his his sexual exploration. He just came right out the gate. He just got right to it. So do y'all prefer the man to to ease into it, or do y'all prefer him to just come right out the gate and just lay his intentions on the table and just let y'all know what it is right out the gate? Ladies, drop a comment. Let me know where y'all stand on that. I see Cole. I see you ready to say something. Go ahead, Cole. Come on off mute and say what you want to say.
Again, don't be offended, but I don't like 1 minute men, so.
Whoa.
The pee goes.
This time is good. That's good.
She said a 1 minute man. Okay.
I think that sums it up, huh?
I ain't mad, Cole. I ain't mad. I appreciate that answer right there. So
that's
okay,
clever.
so you want him to take his time and ease on into it. Is that what you're saying?
Yes. And then
okay.
For me, I mean, I can with that you can just like see patterns and inconsistencies as well.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Now I ain't mad at that. I ain't mad
I
at
just had
that.
to
Let
make
me
that joke, y'all.
No, I ain't mad. That was right on time. That was right on time.
Oh shit! Oh shit!
All right, let me see. Kenyatta dropped the comment. She said it depends on the chemistry. Okay. So there's some so there can be some variables in there. All right, I get that. I get that. See, Donovan said it depends on her drive versus her drought. You say her drought. I don't know that one. Hold on, Donovan. I think you're trying to start something with that one, with this drought, man. I'm gonna leave that right there. Okay, yeah, I was just curious. I just wanted to see what the lady said, and I said, do y'all prefer the ease into it, or y'all want him to come right out the gate and be blunt, just be direct, like, hey, this what I want, and that's that. So okay.
Well, it's not even necessarily like go straight to the
Joe.
It's just like when I say be direct and upfront, it's stating what you want, and I'm not talking about sex. It's just like, hey, I really like you, I'm into you. You know, a lot of guys, they play the roundabout game. Hey, let me be your friend. Hey, let me just introduce myself. Let me play as if I'm not interested, that type of deal, and keep my sexual attraction at bay. And then they spring it up on the woman at a much later time, and now the girl is confused because it's like, wow, where does energy come from? So it's not coming out the gate saying, "Oh, I want to have sex." That's crazy. No one, very few men are doing that, and if they are, they probably got some psychological issues. But I'm talking about that forwardness of, "Hey, I like what I see. I like you, and this is what time it is. Yes or no? Like, can we go on a date?" Then you go from there, as opposed to, "Hey, sister so and so," or "Hey, you seem like a nice person," and they really pulled back their own sexual whatever they got, and then they try to spring it up. Where does this come from? So that is what I'm talking about. That first guy, he did it. He came out and said straight up, "This is how it is." The second guy, he was holding back in terms of his actual true desire. So he comes off as a friendly person, and he probably is a friendly person. But where is his forwardness? Like, as a man, it's just kind of like, you see what you like, just say it and admit it. And I do it, and it works, and sometimes it don't. But it's better than me trying to pretend to be someone I'm not. To be this friend, this buddy to her, and let me just do these things with her, and she'll come around, and then she never comes around. 8 months turn into 2 years, and 3 years turn to 5 years, and now she's this long lost love. No, I save a lot of time by saying up front, "Hey, I like you. Do you like me? Oh, you got a boyfriend? Cool. Keep it moving. Oh, you want to go out? Cool." Now we establish up front you're both physically attracted to each other, because that's important. That's all.
I don't know. Go ahead, Cole. This don't sound right, Cole. Go ahead.
It don't sound right.
No.
I know Cole want to say something. Go ahead.
So my perspective is the beauty in the wait. So starting off with somebody's friend to me builds trust, and it takes time to build that trust. And that friendship to me is like the foundation of a relationship, because I mean, whether things go south or not, however way it ends up, you still have that friendship to kind of fall back on. I mean, whether you decide to remain friends or not, but there's a certain respect factor that is in place when starting with the friendship. So,
right.
And again, rushing to me still describes how you would be in like a relationship. So when stuff get hard, you out. When stuff don't go your way, you just out. We're not gonna, have this conversation and grow through it and go through it.
That's real.
I agree. It's just, how many men do? Well, a lot of men would know. A lot of men experienced it. They do the approach you did. I'm gonna be her friend first. I'm gonna be cool with it. I'm gonna just chill. Let's be friends. And then they've always had feelings for her. He finds out years later she never had feelings for him. She gets with the guy who wasn't the friend at first. So now he's feeling some kind of way about that. And he's thinking like, wait, I thought the playbook was I'll be her friend first and we establish this grand. No, she may just decide we're friends and that's all it's ever going to be. So what I'm saying is that probably somewhere in the middle where he's not going to play that long game, but he's also not going to short himself by having desires for a woman that is going to be unrequited. I think that's a terrible mistake, and that wastes a lot of men's time. For women, it's beneficial because women like to have friends and male friends and all this other stuff. That's cool. But for a man, it's like, hey, if he's a man about business, he has a man with purpose. He wants to get married, possibly settle down. He wants kids. He's not going to have time to have all these female relationships and hope that one of them might work out. It's a risk on time. Because
Joe,
time
let me
is
say
a very
this.
valuable resource for
Joe,
me.
Joe, let me
we
say.
got Chloe and Jared. Go ahead, Jared, and we'll come to Chloe.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah. Obviously, to Miss Cole, obviously it's not to her specifically about obviously guys being friends with ladies, whatever it is, yeah. But just in general, Miss Cole, when you're saying like, oh yeah, we should start off as friends and whatever it is, right? I'm assuming, or I like to assume, you're talking about every guy starts on the same page, right? But I would take that far as if I went to speak to your dad, yeah, we can start off as friends. Because you know what? I know ain't nobody sliding up between them soul gaps. Not you personally, but just ladies in general. Does that make sense? I know that's not happening because we have to go and speak to your dad. So yes, maybe I can sit and be your friend. Yeah. But in this time that we're in today, there's no such thing as friends. Just as Joe just said, yeah, I can be your friend. But this guy, hey, you've got the relationship or whatever it is, without having to be your friend. What kind of fool do you think I am?
Wow.
Not you, Miss Cole, but I'm just saying just in general. Does that make just in general? Not you personally, but just in general. Like, it doesn't make sense. Like, if you want me to be your friend, yes, I will approach you on a respectful one, because like I said, the only difference is today is I don't have to ask your dad to sleep with you. Back then, I had to ask your dad if I can marry you to sleep with you.
You still do.
Today,
You ain't mean Papa Head good without none of that.
oh no, Miss Cole, I'm not saying you specifically. Now, Miss Cole, I'm not talking about you
I'm just
specifically.
saying.
I'm just saying, like, today a lot of ladies in general, right? Like, for me to sleep with you, I ain't got to speak to your dad. Back then, for me to sleep with you, like Joe was saying, like, oh, men holding back. Yes, men been holding back for decades and decades and decades. I've got to hold it back until I speak to your dad. He give me the permission to do whatever. Hey, listen, I say this, yeah. What kind of fool do you think I am, yeah? You coming into my house saying to me, I want to marry your daughter. Motherfucker, please, you want to smash your back doors in under the guise of a relationship or a marriage. That's what it used to be. So men ain't holding back. Men been holding back for decades. But today, because I don't have to go to your dad, I can understand where the women are coming from, friends, because they want to weed out the trashy guys, the this, the that. But no, in reality, you want to make your standards seem as if they're your standards. No, it's just your preferences and you're covering as if they're your standards. No, they're not. Your standards ain't that we've got to be friends. No. If I make it tingle, they're not such thing as we gotta be friends. What the hell is that all about?
That's where
Ladies, come
discipline.
on,
So
man.
that's that's where discipline comes into place. Two, then another follow-up question is, then what does friendship mean to you?
What does friendship mean to me? Ain't no lady my friend. What the hell she doing for me? Nothing.
Chloe, you up. Chloe, you up. It's on you, Chloe. It's on you, Chloe. Go ahead.
I know what I want. Sorry, Miss Cole. 1 second, Miss Cole. Because I know what I want. So when Joe's saying like, you gotta be upfront, right? The reason why guys are not upfront is because, like I said, we have to do it under the guise of I've got to come and ask your dad if I can marry you in order to get access to that. That's what I'm trying to say. So there's no such thing as today that I'm going to be your friend. Back then, yeah, we can start on a friendship so we can get to know each other, weed it out. Am I good enough? Are we good enough for each other? Can I get there? If I'm not good enough to get there, then guess what? Like I said, you ain't had more penises outside of a relationship, and that's the problem. Just like the lady in that video, yeah, she go and rock up a nice look at extra body, and then what she go and say to the next guy after? Of course, you're not telling him a lie. So there's nothing modest about that. That's what I'm trying to say.
Double standards. It's double standard. It's friends when they don't. Yeah, it's a double standard. Just
So
friends
honest,
when it's convenient for them.
yeah.
But
So honest, I
when the shoe is on
understand
the
this,
other
Cole.
foot, when the shoe is on the other
Yeah.
foot, I've had women get mad at me when I suggested friendship because they wanted something. So it's like, wait, where else all this? I want to be friends with a guy come from? Because now it's like, what do you mean friends? Like I'm like, damn. So I've been shocked. So that same energy that man, listen, they get mad and I don't want to be friends.
Yeah,
They storm off. They actually get more mad than some guys.
So
This
Miss
whole
Curry.
friend thing, man, I don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah. So
Let
Miss
me
Curry,
let
let me just say this
let
one more time.
Chloe
Yeah.
get in on this. Go
Yeah, Miss
ahead,
Curry.
Chloe. I know you wanted to say
Miss
something.
Curry, can you say
Come on,
this?
y'all, because y'all, no offense, but y'all just saying the same thing over and over. At the end of the day, like point blank, period. Nobody should be heading into a relationship without a friendship. Like, how do you even have that? You know, back in the day when they used to say, when you were dating somebody, you can call it dating, courting, whatever y'all want to call it, because y'all mixed up the definitions anyway. When you were doing that, whatever you call it, they would say, "Oh, her friend, or his friend," and they called them friends. They did not call them boyfriend or girlfriend, because at the end of the day, what is that? I know we do it. I had a boyfriend too, right? Before he was mine. I get it, but that don't mean nothing. Not technically. So we all starting out as friends because I'm getting to know you. We overcomplicate things that don't need to be complicated. We're not talking about somebody friend zoning you, meaning they don't want nothing with you romantically. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about becoming someone's friend, because that's the process to get to know someone. That's the process to decide if you're compatible with someone. That's the process. We're putting the cart before the horse. That's why we don't want to be friends. It's about being intentional. When you are someone's friend intentionally because you're getting to know them, that's different than I'm just playing around with this person. Nobody should stay around for somebody just playing with them. And I don't believe for 1 second that women don't know that a man is just playing with them. And I don't believe for 1 second that dudes don't know that a woman is just playing with them. The problem is y'all start having sex with these people and y'all don't want to stop having sex with them. So you stay around. The problem is they giving you something. If it ain't sex, then they are doing something for you that you don't want to let go of. So you entertain people that you shouldn't be entertaining. And because that never works out, then I can't be nobody's friend. I don't want to be nobody's friend. What's that? You ain't gonna be friend. Because you didn't go into it intentionally with a person that's also trying to be intentional. That's the problem. We walking around here talking about, oh, I want to be upfront and honest. It's bull. You don't want to be upfront and honest. You just want to have sex with somebody. Just say that. Don't just want to say I want to have sex, but I'm gonna disguise it as I'm a good guy because I'm being honest with you about my intentions and this, that, and the third. If your intentions is only sex, move around. That's the gold standard. Anybody that's not telling you move around when you proposition them for sex in the very beginning, there is no standards there, baby. There ain't none. You don't have any, and she don't have any either. Period. We like to play these word games and metaphors and allegories and all of this other mess. At the end of the day, everybody should be friends, because how else do you get to know a person? You got to take the time to get to know them. It should start as a friendship. That's why y'all be together for 25 years and then all of a sudden I'm not happy no more. You were never happy with that person. You weren't even compatible with them. But you didn't know that, because you got into the relationship before you really knew who you was dealing with. And over that 25-year span, you kept learning more and more about this person and realizing you don't even like this person. Y'all probably had some kids. Y'all got y'all families all co-mingled and everything. And you like, every year you like, well, but you know, they do this or they do that, and you rationalize it and you just dragging it on. Y'all doing it in relationships and y'all doing it in marriages. If you would take the time to get to know a person first and be their friend, because that's all you are. If you ain't married to them, you their friend.
That's true.
It ain't nothing in the middle. I know we want to be boyfriends or girlfriends and all of this and all of that, but until you put a ring on that person's finger with the intention to marry them, you their friend. So whether you want to be a friend or not, that's exactly what you are. So if you're going to do that, then take the time to get to know that person. Stop playing with people. Somebody that's in a friend zone mean I don't want nothing with you ever anyway. That's different. And stop being around these people that's wasting your time. And then you look up and you're like, I've been up here, I've been in the friend zone all this time. That's your fault. That's a you problem.
Ooh-wee.
Because you didn't have to be in the friend zone. You know that person that want, dude, you know when a woman don't really want you. Stop playing. And ladies, you know when that man don't really want you. Stop playing. Because the one thing a man is clear about, when he really wants you, oh, he's going to show you that he wants you. It's going to be very clear. And if he's not doing any of those things, then he friend zone you, and you need to just go ahead on and lick your wounds, sis, and move around. Stop playing. This right here ain't an old school versus new school thing. This is just you playing stupid games and winning silly prizes. That's what this is. This don't got nothing to do with age. The problem is we're trying to figure out a way to skip steps in a process. And every time we try to skip steps in a process because we're rushing, everybody running to the finish line. They run into the finish line financially, mentally, physically, emotionally. Everybody running to the finish line. And they want to skip steps. That's the problem. Nobody got no patience, because who got time for that?
We got time for patience.
Ain't nobody got time for it. Wait. You want me to wait for something?
Okay.
I like it.
Okay, well, Chloe, go ahead and go off and let them know what it is. Go on, look here. Go off and let them know what it is.
Piss Chloe off.
Oh shit! Yeah, no, she went on and got that off her chest, but no, she right though. Yeah, she right. And listen, I think there's a lot of playing wrapped up in these situations. Like I said, then we wonder why they don't go right. Yeah, we wonder why they don't go right. Like I said, going, referencing back to the video number 2. If my man come right out the gate talking about sex and that thing don't go right, should you be surprised? Yeah, like, should you be surprised that my man asks you about your family? How your family doing? You know what I'm saying? Is you good over here? Like, did he ask you any questions of substance other than sexual exploration? Yes, I mean, some of the stuff, like I said, I understand, and I remember the comments, talking about somebody tingling and all of that, but it's like some of these things, we like to talk about red flags, but it's like some of these things, we just let them slide on by just because, somebody got somebody tingling, but it's like, don't be surprised when it don't work out. Yeah, I'm a whole man. That's not going to be the first question coming out my mouth. Yeah, talking about some sexual exploration. That's not going to be the first thing coming out my mouth. Just being honest. So, yeah, we got to think about some of this stuff. Yeah, we got to think about some of this stuff as we moving through this dating space and wondering why things are not aligning or things are not as positive as we think they should be. Yeah, maybe it's tied to how we moving. Maybe it's tied to what we are valuing. Yep, is it the guy who is really bringing substance to my life, or is it the guy who got me tingling? Yep, for the fellas. Is it the woman I'm sexually attracted to, or is it the woman who's loyal and actually supports what I got going on? Yeah, we got to think about these things. These are because once again, we say we want these relationships, but at the end of the day, there's pieces that's involved to have that long-lasting, sustainable relationship. Yeah, but we tend to overlook them because we caught up in these short-term things. Yeah, how somebody look. Yeah, how somebody got me tingling. You know what I'm saying on this balloon show. Yeah, that's not going to yield you a long-lasting, sustainable relationship if we're going to be honest with it. But man, listen, we didn't hit that. Go ahead, Joe. Then we're going to get up out of here. We didn't hit that 11 o'clock, man. Go ahead, man.
Just one question is, why can it not be both? Why does it have to be either or? Because it seems like it's an either or proposition here. Either the first guy or the second guy. Why can't it just be, that to me doesn't make sense. So I'm asking you that question.
Yeah, so to respond to that, it doesn't have to be in either or. So this is the thing. We have to look at what's going to be the foundation. So the foundation is the most important piece of all of it. Yeah, even when we look at building homes, just to give a comparison, the foundation is the most important part. Yeah, you can put all of the fancy windows, you can put all of the furniture and the high-tech roof, you can put all that stuff you want to put on that house. But if the foundation is not solid, then the house is not going to last. And relationships are no different. So once again, I understand that, this sex and all of this stuff is important in the relationship, but there's more important things that actually sustain the foundation of the relationship, the loyalty. You have the respect. Those things are more important. Now, once again, I understand the sexual piece is important. I get all of that. But see, those things can be worked on. Yep, going back to Chloe's point, you know what I'm saying? Cats lacking patience these days. Cats don't want to do no work. So if those things ain't right there in your face, then we want to throw it out the door. See, that's not how we need to be looking at things. We got to look at the things that are sustainable and lock those things in first. Get that tight. Then we can touch those other pieces, for the frills and the thrills, if you will. You know what I'm saying, for the relationship. So that's my position on it. The foundational pieces are the most important. To Chloe's point, starting out as friends is going to be sustainable because that means that there's something there prior to that additional piece of the relationship. Yeah, but that's what keeps folks together. So if you talk to anybody or most folks who are married today, they most likely started out as friends first. They'll tell you that. Yeah, you hear a lot of married couples refer to their significant other as their best friend. Yeah, there's a reason why they say that. Yeah, that sex, all that stuff, that's cool. That's cool. Yeah, but that friendship, that support, that knowing when I hit a low spot, this person got my back, that knowing that when I need to communicate something, this person can understand me, that's the stuff that's sustaining. That's the stuff that's important. Yeah, that sex, we can work on that. Yeah, Pete, they got all type of classes, practice. You can do all type of stuff out here. Yeah, but that friendship, that foundation, yeah, that major piece that keeps it all together and keeps it solid, that's the most important part. Yeah, but anybody who's been down that road and who is, like I said, married now understands that. Yep, that's the most important part. That's the piece that's going to get you through all your little ups and downs as you go down the path. But that's just my position on it. That's just my position on it. All right, we got to take some clothes. We got to get up out of here, man. This thing done ran. Man, we done passed 11 o'clock, then got it in. Let me hit the panel, and then we're going to get on up out of here. Chloe, you got anything you want to say before we get out of here tonight?
No, I think I laid it all on the table. I'm done for the night.
Yeah, you sure did.
Oh, shit! Oh, shit! Oh, shit!
Let me go over here to Cole. Cole, you want to say anything before we get out of here?
Sure. So I would say the question or topic, like, do men want modest women? I would say mostly yes. There's just a group that are unfortunately overshadowing them, and we need to really just take our time and sift through who those real modest women are. Because again, we too old for them games. We got foundations we need to build, stuff we need to get to.
That's real. Okay, no, I appreciate that right there. I appreciate that closeout. Joe, it's on you, man. You want to say anything before we get out of here, man?
The main reason why I come on this show is because I can see that you and Chloe both have a successful marriage. So trust me when I say I do listen. So I don't come on here just to hear myself talk, but I am most certainly a flawed man. And like Vince, like he said earlier, he said there are some traumas that we have dealt with that always comes to the light. So I'm aware of some of them, and some of them I'm not aware of. But I don't expect for people to agree with me, especially someone who is in a position like the both of you are, in which it's working. So trust me when I say I listen, I do take notes. And that's the main reason why I come on the shows, because you guys, I might not always agree in the moment, but I look back and say, okay, I might have to adjust on that. I might have to work on that. Or I will work on that. This is not easy. I'm going to definitely push on this one. But that's the truth. So yeah, I can be very, outspoken, and these are my thoughts and opinions now. But I can also admit that I've had my thoughts and opinions about certain subjects and topics, and even my experiences in life change, and that has been for the better of myself. So I like when Chloe just drops it like that. She says how she thinks, how she feels. I think that's dope. And I said, you, Quay, you just kind of like looking at her like, yeah, that's my wife. Yeah, she got it. She got it. Yeah, she doing it. I ain't got to even jump in. She got it. So it makes a difference, at least for me. Especially if I'm talking about wanting to get married one day and have kids and a family and all of this. I might, the way I'm thinking and the way I'm talking now may not be conducive for that. I am aware of that. But I'm also aware that I have some work to do, and I'm also aware of the work that I don't know I have to do. So that's a funny situation. So, anyways, I'm a flawed man, and but I don't think I'm right about everything. I'm probably wrong about most things, but hey, it is what it is. I'm here to listen and take notes. So I appreciate y'all, and y'all have a great night. It's hot out here in Detroit, man.
Yeah, no, it is hot, man. I agree with you
80
on that,
some
man.
degrees.
It's been irritatingly hot lately. But yeah, no, shout out to you, Joe, man. No, we definitely want y'all to come on the show because, like I said, once again, we're speaking to a plethora of people. You know what I'm saying? So we've got married couples that come on the show. We've got single folks that come on the show. We got single older folks, single younger folks. We got a mix. We got folks in relationships with girlfriends, boyfriends, you name it, right? So now we want to hear all the perspectives, because at the end of the day, it's not about being right and wrong. Yeah, it really comes down to getting to where you want to get to and improving, you know what I'm saying, improving your situation, and you know what I'm saying, based on how you're trying to move. So that's really what it comes down to. So no, man, appreciate you coming on. Definitely continue to come on, man. Let's say, because your input is valid to the conversation. Let's say you guys are speaking to a demographic of people that we may not be speaking to, right? But we can have the conversation and add value to everybody's lives. You know what I'm saying? I learned things from you guys learn things from me. But at the end of the day, overall, it moves us all in a better direction to get to where we want to get. So no, that's how I see it, man. That's just my perspective. Let me come over to JR. JR, man, you want to say anything before we get out of there, man?
Yeah, and say once again, thanks for you, Miss Chloe, for having me on. Joe, it's always a pleasure. Miss Cole, nice to obviously chat with you once again. Obviously, Mr. Vince is gone, but like just going off what Joe said, obviously, about being flawed and all that stuff. Like, of course, you come on here, you can have opinions and all that, but also at the same time, you learn, and you know, like you said, I'm one of the guys. Like I said, I fall into that category, but I've got a girlfriend. Does that make sense? So, you know, it's weird that I'm gonna have an opinion or a set perspective, whether it is, but I'm in a relationship. So, yeah, I always try to obviously end up on a positive, which is, you know, yeah. Listen, we're playing each other in it. We're playing each other like with men, not trying to be upfront, women trying to do this or that. And when I was just alluding to, you know, we'd have to go to your dad and whatnot. I think that's just me, just trying to say like we need to go back to that in the sense of women can then be modest because guess what, men are gonna hold the men accountable. I have to go to your dad. You know, that guy putting that to that lady and her going with it. It just makes it easy, like I said, for me to just approach you without having to speak to your dad. So none of us are gonna be held accountable, and then because of what I deem to be negative, I'm gonna look at the lady, but obviously they're gonna call it out as well on the other side and say like, oh, we shouldn't obviously indulge in that, if you know what I mean. But like I said, always gotta be on a positive, which is you have to get back together on that side and work it out. And obviously, you know, for the next generation, like I always say, they're the next that we need to protect.
That's real. That's real. No, I appreciate that right there, man. I appreciate that right there. Man, shout out to my panel. Shout out to Chloe, Cole, Joe, JR, my guy Vince checking in earlier with us today. Shout out to everybody down in the comments. I can't run all the comments back, but shout out to you who dropped a comment. We appreciate you guys holding us down in the comments. Definitely value adds all day long. But man, I'll just say this in closing. Old school ain't that bad. Yep, old school ain't that bad. Yeah, some of the things that we used to do back in the day, I think are still effective and valuable today. Yeah, I know we got these modern ways of doing things now, but I think some of the old school things definitely got us farther. I'll put it that way. Yeah, but some of those things we may need to readapt. I'll leave it just like that. Well, man, shout out to all of y'all joining us tonight. Like I said, this is Kandid Konvos. We do the show every Wednesday night. Shout out to Eva Wright dropping the 5-star. We appreciate you, Eva Wright, joining us tonight. Shout out to the Wrights in the building. Kandid Konvos. We do the show every Wednesday night, 8:30 Eastern Standard Time. We go live on YouTube and Facebook. So everybody smash that like button, hit that subscribe if you haven't already. And I hit that share button if you feel so inclined. Like I said, we want to get this content out to as many of our people as possible so we can move us in a better direction. But man, with that being said, everybody have an awesome night. We're going to catch you guys next Wednesday.